I collect attributes in the apocalypse. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 176, only half an hour. Lin Fan's words made Fan Ming stunned for a moment, then he burst into laughter. Give you half of the resources. Fan Ming's tone was full of sarcasm, and he said, "This is probably the funniest joke I've ever heard. Then I feel sorry for the choice you made." Lin Fan was not surprised by Fan Ming's answer. If Fan Ming agreed to his words, he would still think Fan Ming was a fool. No matter how much information you get from sneaking into my base, it can't change the fact that you are not as strong as us. Fan Ming's sarcasm became stronger. I'm afraid you are too confident. Lin Fan smiled lightly. Fan Ming wanted to speak, but Lin Fan did not give him another chance. Instead, he raised his hand. After seeing this gesture, the people who were still in the car got out of the car with their guns, and pointed the black muzzles at Fan Ming's base. Fan Ming's data was good. At this distance, if you shoot, you can't hit him. In addition, he has the city wall as a defense, so the chance of hitting him will be even smaller. Therefore, Lin Fan did not intend to get rid of Fan Ming in this way. He only wanted to have a deterrent effect. Seeing so many guns appear in front of them, Fan Ming and others were really shocked. They did not expect that Lin Fan had so many guns in his base. Now how big do you think the gap between us is? Lin Fan's eyes fell on Fan Ming again. Fan Ming's face changed rapidly. He did not expect such a change to happen anyway. Apart from guns and ammunition, Fan Ming had absolute confidence in the strength of their base in terms of manpower. But now that Lin Fan has so many more guns and ammunition, the situation has obviously changed dramatically. If the two sides fight hard, their losses will be very heavy. Where did you get these guns? Fan Ming asked with great curiosity. This is not a question you should be concerned about, and I don't need to answer such a boring question of yours. Lin Fan also showed a mocking smile on his face, and said, I know you want to control Jiangnan City. I might as well tell you that we will not stay in Jiangnan City. This time I came back from outside just to take everyone away. Unfortunately, there is a conflict between our two bases. Since the conflict has already appeared, it must be resolved. Give me half of the resources in your base, and I will leave Jiangnan City with my people and resources. In the future, Jiangnan City will be completely under your control. If you don't agree to this request, then we will definitely go to war today, and your base will definitely suffer more casualties at that time, and these people, their lives are currently also in the choice you make. If you make the right choice, then they still have the chance to survive. If you make the wrong choice, then they will be killed now. It is not a good strategy to just force Fan Ming to take out resources. In that case, it is very likely that Fan Ming will fight to the death for the sake of face. Although he is not afraid of the strength of Fan Ming's base, it is not a wise decision to consume too much ammunition here. He must also make full considerations for the relocation of so many people to the island in the future. Throwing Jiangnan City as bait will make Fan Ming feel more balanced. Then, he can let Fan Ming continue to develop and expand the base, and when he makes a comeback in the future, he can reap the benefits. Moreover, Lin Fan also used the lives of Zhang Fipeng and others as an additional condition. No matter how fiercely Fan Ming punishes those who break the rules in private, if Fan Ming directly ignores the lives of Zhang Fipeng and others in front of so many people, it will definitely cause resentment in everyone's hearts. In the future, Fan Ming's image will continue to decline. It is possible that the people in the base will flee the base when they go out to perform tasks and never come back. You are leaving Jiangnan City. Fan Ming captured the most important information from Lin Fan's words. Yes, Lin Fan nodded. Why should I believe you? Fan Ming's eyes showed a hint of doubt. No reason. You have to believe it, whether you believe it or not. In short, you don't have any better choice now, Lin Fan said very directly. On the one hand, he had to give Fan Ming a way out, but on the other hand, he had to show a strong and domineering attitude. He must not let Fan Ming think that he did not want to start a war. In that case, Fan Ming might put forward some conditions for maneuvering. This matter is not simple. I have to discuss it with my people, Fan Ming pondered. Okay, I'll give you half an hour. Lin Fan stretched out his hand and gestured, saying, after half an hour, if I don't get a satisfactory answer, then the battle between us will officially start. After all, This matter concerns the resources and future direction of the base. It is completely understandable that Fan Ming's asked for some time to discuss with his people. Lin Fan did not think there was any problem. Moreover, they have surrounded the entire base, so there is no need to worry about Fan Ming's and others playing any tricks. As long as Fan Ming's and others are confined to the base, it will be fine. Okay, I will give you an answer within half an hour, Fan Ming's nodded. Then, he did not delay here, turned around and led his people down the wall, and gathered the other senior executives in his base as quickly as possible. Dozens of people were sitting in the large conference room. Fan Ming's looked at everyone with a serious expression and said, I think you all know the situation outside. We called everyone here to discuss countermeasures. You can express any opinions, but remember that you only have half an hour. Think about it first. Fan Ming's had no doubts about the time limit given by Lin Fan. He was completely convinced that if they exceeded half an hour, Lin Fan would definitely attack their base. Therefore, the countermeasures must be discussed within half an hour. Brother Fan, I think we don't have to be afraid of them at all. We just have to fight them. We must not give them half of the resources for nothing. Those resources are all collected by us with great effort. After Fan Ming's finished speaking, a 35-year-old man quickly expressed his opinion. Yes, Brother Fan, we spent a lot of manpower, energy and time to collect resources. It's really unfair for us to just give them half of them for nothing, another man echoed. But have you two ever thought about this? We are now surrounded by others and have no way to get out. It means that they have taken the dominant position. What's more, they have so many guns in their hands. If a real war breaks out between the two sides, we will suffer greater losses. After two people expressed their opinions on fighting, someone else expressed his opinion not to fight. Chapter 177 Fan Ming's decision. Of course I know that the other side has a lot of guns, but we can't ignore one question, that is, where do these guns come from? Are there really bullets in the guns? The 35-year-old man frowned and said, what if they have empty guns and no bullets in them? Just to scare us, wouldn't we be fooled? Yes, this possibility cannot be ruled out. We have searched Jiangnan City for so long and haven't found so many guns. Why do they have so many? In that case, it is very likely that they have empty guns. They said that they would leave Jiangnan City if we gave them resources, but after we gave them, they didn't leave, and we had no way to ask them to return the resources. I think before we make a decision, we should first find out whether there are bullets in their guns. Well, this question is crucial. If there are bullets in the guns, we will consider giving them resources. If there are no bullets in the guns, then we will just kill them directly. Everyone started to discuss. From here, it can be seen that the people participating in the discussion have now divided into three factions. First, they think it is unnecessary to go to war with Lin Fan, which will cause more damage. Second, they think they should first find out whether Lin Fan has enough bullets. If there are not enough bullets, then there is no need to worry about too much damage, and it is better to start a war directly. Third, no matter whether Lin Fan has enough bullets or not, he advocates going to war and is unwilling to compromise with the conditions proposed by Lin Fan. When they were discussing, Fan Ming's had been sitting in the first seat and listening carefully. Although he is a person who is centered on himself, it is always right to listen to more opinions before making a decision in such matters. Brother Fan, what do you think we should do? A more prestigious person in the base looked at Fan Ming's and asked. They had already expressed their opinions, but the final decision was still in Fan Ming's hands. They would do whatever Fan Ming said, and they would never go against Fan Ming's wishes. Lin Fan was able to risk his life to come to our base to investigate. Although I don't know how much information he knows, the fact is that he did come in. Only 4 people dared to come to our base, and they were not afraid that we would discover their identities. This shows that he is not a rash person, but knows how to grasp the right measure. He had only been investigating for less than a day, and he dared to go back at night to make such a major decision. I think he should be very confident. Even if the bullets in their guns are not sufficient, the number of bullets is definitely not less. In addition, we are now surrounded by them in the base, and our morale has dropped. If we go to war with them under this circumstance, it will be very disadvantageous for us, Fan Ming said seriously. So, I don't really want to go to war with them. When Fan Ming was speaking, everyone listened with a serious face, and no one dared to interrupt him. After he finished speaking, the person who had advocated going to war said, but, Brother Fan, the conditions they proposed are really too much? They directly want half of the resources in our base, Yeah, Brother Fan, we spent so much time collecting the supplies, and they are just sending them over like this. It's really frustrating, said another person. Fan Mings shook his head and said, you only looked at the surface, but didn't think about it carefully. If the two sides go to war, and they have a lot of bullets, how many people on our side will be killed and injured? The most crucial thing is that if we go to war like this, we don't have much chance of winning. If we lose to them, it will not be as simple as half of the resources, but all the resources will become theirs. Brother Fan is right, we can't take such a risk. The casualties are the biggest loss to us, which is more serious than the reduction of resources, a woman who did not advocate war said in a deep voice. What's more, they are going to leave Jiangnan City. After they leave Jiangnan City, the entire Jiangnan will become our territory, and half of the resources we have given out can be recovered sooner or later. Haha, that sounds good. After we give them the resources, if they don't leave, what can we do to them? By then, they will still surround us in the base, and we will only have half of the resources left to fight them, the man before retorted with a sneer. If they really don't keep their word, they are forcing us to fight to the death. Our fighting spirit will be even stronger, which will not do them any good, the woman retorted. Fan Mings looked at the woman with admiration and said, Xiao Yin's analysis is correct. We have first met their requirements. If they don't keep their word, then we will definitely fight them to the death. As long as they don't really want to fight to the death, they will definitely not take our resources and not leave Jiangnan City. As he said, Fan Mings stood up from his seat and said in a very firm tone, okay, I have decided on this matter. Agree to their request and give them half of the resources. From now on, there is no need to discuss this matter anymore. Yes, everyone answered in unison. They discussed and had opinions, but when Fan Mings made the final decision, all they had to do was obey. Let's go. Go out with me. Fan Mings waved his hand and walked out the door first. Without any delay, everyone followed Fan Mings. Lin Fan, what do you think they will choose after discussing? Zhang Xianjun looked at Lin Fan and asked curiously. Hearing Zhang Xianjun's question, the people around him also focused their eyes on Lin Fan. Obviously, they were all curious about Lin Fan's judgment. Lin Fan smiled slightly and said, they will agree to a request and give half of the resources. Brother Lin Fan, are you so sure? It seems that you have no doubts at all. Muran Shan blinked. Although Fan Mings is a ruthless person, he has always led such a large base. He must know that in the doomsday, resources are important, but personnel are more important. Once a war breaks out between the two sides, their losses will be quite large, and they may even be completely destroyed in our hands. That will not be a problem that can be solved by half of the resources, Lin Fan said confidently. After weighing the benefits in this way, he will not take the risk of going to war with us, unless he wants to destroy his base. Chapter 178 Within 3 days. As soon as Lin Fan finished his analysis, Fan Mings brought a group of senior executives from his base to the city wall, and the two sides looked at each other again. It was already 6 o'clock in the morning. Although the sky had not yet completely brightened, it did not affect people's sight too much. How have you considered it? The smile on Lin Fan's face concealed a hint of murderous intent, and he said, I think you should make the right choice. Fan Mings could naturally feel the murderous intent in Lin Fan's smile. If he had a little doubt in his heart just now whether Lin Fan had enough bullets, then now his doubts had completely disappeared. After all, Lin Fan showed real murderous intent, which meant that he was ready to take action. Taking a deep breath, Fan Mings said, I can agree to the conditions you proposed. As soon as these words came out, Zhang Xianjun and others couldn't help but admire Lin Fan's analysis. Although they were not afraid of going to war with Fan Mings' base, being able to get the benefits of half of the resources without fighting was obviously the best result. But I have to remind you, Fan Mings changed the subject and said, if we give you half of the resources and you don't leave Jiangnan City, then we will definitely fight you to the end. No matter how serious the damage is, this battle will not end. I said we are leaving, so we will leave. You just need to hand over half of the resources. There is no need to worry about this kind of problem, Lin Fan responded directly. Okay, then it's decided, Fan Mings nodded. When taking the resources, my people will enter your base to take them in person. Do you have any objection to this? Lin Fan asked with a smile. The more he saw the smile on Lin Fan's face, the more Fan Mings felt that Lin Fan was a smiling tiger. He looked very warm on the surface, but in fact he was more cautious and decisive than him. No objection, Fan Mings understood Lin Fan's question very well. If you were Lin Fan, he would also arrange people to take away half of the resources in person. It is impossible for them to take them out by themselves. Who knows how much water there would be in that case? Okay, let's not waste time, let's act now. Lin Fan turned his head to look at Zhang Xianjun, Chen Xianlong and others, and said, Brother Zhang, Brother Chen, follow the people we arranged before to go in. This matter is handed over to you too. Zhang Xianjun and Chen Xianlong both nodded, and then they gathered the people who were arranged to move the resources in place as quickly as possible. Open the gate and let them in, Fan Mings ordered the people guarding the gate. Hearing this, the people guarding the gate opened the door without any hesitation. Zhang Xianjun and Chen Xianlong looked at each other, then got into the car and drove in with the convoy. Fan Mings looked at his most capable assistant and said, You will be responsible for the handover of resources. Okay, Brother Fan, I'll go right away. The man nodded and turned to act. After Zhang Xianjun, Chen Xianlong and others entered the base, Fan Mings suddenly had a doubt in his heart. His eyes fell on Lin Fan again and he said, I am a little curious. Aren't you worried that your people will be controlled by us after entering my base, and then we will use them to threaten you? I really haven't worried about this problem. Lin Fan shook his head. Why? Fan Mings' curiosity became stronger. Because if you do that, it will undoubtedly challenge my bottom line. No matter how many resources you put out, you can't solve the problem. Lin Fan smiled faintly. Hearing this, Fan Mings couldn't help but secretly said, This kid is really a ruthless person. He could completely hear the meaning of Lin Fan's words. It was a warning to them not to think of playing any tricks, otherwise they would regret it. The domineering attitude shown by Lin Fan undoubtedly made Murinzu and others look even taller, and their admiration for Lin Fan also increased exponentially. Especially those people in the base. The previous conflict with Fan Mings had made them oppressed all the time, and they even agreed to the compensation conditions proposed by Fan Mings at the beginning. Now that they have Lin Fan's support, it's time for them to be proud. On the surface, perhaps Fan Mings wanted to control the entire Jiangnan city, so he agreed to half of the resources. But in fact, everyone knows that Fan Mings made such a concession because he was afraid of their military power and did not dare to go to war with them. The process of transporting resources did not take too much time because of sufficient manpower. Not long after, 30 large trucks drove out of Fan Mings' base, and each truck was fully loaded with various resources. This surprised Lin Fan a little. He did not expect that Fan Mings' base had collected so many resource reserves. All the resources were transported by me and Brother Chen personally, and there was no problem. Zhang Xianjun came out of the car and walked in front of Lin Fan and said. Lin Fan nodded slightly and said, You go back to the base with the resources first, and we will follow. Okay, Zhang Xianjun responded, got back into the car, drove in front, and the large trucks behind immediately followed. The resources have been given to you. When will you leave Jiangnan City? Fan Mings asked, his eyes meeting Lin Fan's. Within 3 days, Lin Fan said calmly, we have to pack up and sort things out. After we leave, Jiangnan City will be your territory. You can develop and grow as you want. Lin Fan said this sincerely. He really hoped that Fan Mings could continue to develop and grow here. In that way, when he recaptures this place later, he can save more time and energy. Okay, during these 3 days, my people will not appear in your area again. We will take the next step after you leave completely, Fan Mings said. Then we'll see you later. Lin Fan retracted his gaze, glanced at everyone, and said, let's go back. After that, he returned to the RV first, and the others followed and got into the car they came in. The mighty convoy left here under the leadership of the RV. When the convoy disappeared from sight, Fan Mings said, remember what I said just now. Don't go to their territory in the next 3 days. Yes, everyone answered again. Go back and rest. Adjust your state well. After 3 days, we will completely control Jiangnan City and make up for all the lost resources. A firm look flashed across Fan Mings' eyes. After the voice fell, he did not delay any more and walked back to his room. Chapter 179 Transfer Team. When Lin Fan and the others returned to the base, Zhang Xianjun and Chen Xianlong had already parked all the trucks that had returned fully loaded neatly. When Lin Fan got out of the RV, Chen Xianlong said, if we are leaving here soon, then we don't need to move these resources off the trucks, right? Yes, no need to move them. Lin Fan nodded and said, how have we packed up here? Basically, we have packed up, except for some small things that have not been packed up, Chen Xianlong replied. When Lin Fan and Zhuang Xianjun went to Fan Ming's base to get information, he had already asked everyone to pack up and organize various things according to Lin Fan's instructions. After a whole day, they were almost done. Then pack up those small things together, and when everything is cleaned up, we will leave Jiangnan City, Lin Fan ordered. Yes, Chen Xianlong replied. Okay, let's disperse, do what we need to do. Lin Fan waved his hand and asked everyone to disperse. Brother Lin Fan, after returning to the island this time, will we stay on the island forever? Murin Shan came over and asked curiously. We'll stay there for now. There are many things we need to do. Let's build the island first. After all, when everyone goes back, everything needs to be arranged perfectly. Lin Fan's eyes narrowed slightly, and he said, also, we have to move some factories to the island, so that the production work can proceed steadily. There was one thing that Lin Fan didn't say explicitly. That is, it's not a good idea for so many people to stay idle on the island all the time. Once people are too idle, all kinds of emotions may erupt. Moving the factory to the island can give these people something to do and keep them busy. What's next? Murin Shan continued to be curious. Why? Are you afraid that staying on the island will cause you to get sick? Seeing Murin Shan keep asking, Lin Fan realized Murin Shan's original purpose and couldn't help but smile faintly. Murin Shan blushed after being exposed by Lin Fan, and said, it's really boring to stay on the island all the time. Don't worry, I won't let you stay on the island all the time. Lin Fan shook his head and smiled. Murin Shan will have supernatural powers sooner or later, and she is still so young. It is a waste of talent for such a potential stock to stay on the island. If he wants to go out and explore, he will naturally take Murin Shan with him. Brother Lin Fan, I know you are the best. Murin Shan was so happy that she almost gave Lin Fan a big hug. After chatting for a while, Lin Fan returned to the room and closed his eyes to rest. He had not slept for the whole night, and he was indeed a little tired. When he woke up, it was already noon. Chen Xianlong found him and said, Lin Fan, we have packed up everything. Have you packed up everything? Lin Fan thought for a while and said, then we will leave Jiangnan City tomorrow, and let everyone rest and adjust their status tonight. The journey from Jiangnan City to the island is quite long. If they were the only ones driving the RV, there would be no big problem. But now there are so many people, and there are many trucks full of resources, the driving speed is not fast at all, not to mention that they have to guard against the zombies. A lot of people and cars means a lot of noise, so the chance of attracting zombies will naturally be much greater. Lin Fan has to take these possible risks into consideration. Okay. I'll go notify everyone and tell them to leave tomorrow. Chen Xianlong nodded in response, then turned and walked away to convey Lin Fan's arrangements. A day passed quickly, and the next morning, everyone woke up and ate. Lin Fan glanced and said, let's go. Everyone returned to the car and left the base in an orderly manner under the leadership of Lin Fan's RV. At the moment of their action, someone from Fan Ming's base came back to report the news. Brother Fan, they have left. Did you see it with your own eyes? Yes, I saw it with my own eyes. Since they have left, we can also take action. Fan Ming's waved his hand and ordered, gather people immediately and occupy their base first. Brother Fan, they must have taken away all the useful things. If we go to their base to search now, it seems that we won't find anything, right? Someone asked. We occupy their base not to search for anything, but to develop it as our second base. Fan Ming's eyes flashed, and he said, that base is well built, and the walls are very solid. We can't waste it. Fan Ming's also wanted to develop the base to be stronger. Although there is still enough area on the Jiangnan Normal University side, as their base continues to recruit people to join, sooner or later it will not be enough for living. And Lin Fan's base was built by using the military area, which has unique advantages. Such a base is too wasteful if it is not occupied and used. Brother Fan is right, then I will take people to occupy it. The man nodded. Well, go ahead, come back and tell me after occupying it, and I will rearrange the staff to live there, Fan Ming said. Yes, the man did not delay any more, walked out of the meeting room, pointed a group of people, and immediately took action. Lin Fan no longer cared about these things. He would come back to Jiangnan City sooner or later, and it didn't matter whether it was still under Fan Ming's control at that time. The important thing is that all these territories will be taken by him. The relocation process was smoother than he thought. Apart from several attacks by thousands of zombies, there were no other major problems. And for their team, dealing with thousands of zombies was very simple and did not cause any casualties. It took half a month for the mighty convoy to stop at the dock. Lin Fan got out of the RV and walked to Zhang Xianjun, saying, "Brother Zhang, I asked you to ask if there is anyone in the team who can drive a boat. Have you asked?" "Yes, if we count the three of us, there are now a total of 20 people who can drive a boat," Zhang Xianjun said. "With 20 people, we can drive 20 boats at the same time, which is pretty good and can save a lot of time," Lin Fan said with satisfaction. "The team has thousands of people. If only a few ships are moving at a time, it will take a lot of time to move the machines in the factory to the island, not to mention moving the personnel. Well, I'll take them to find a boat that can be driven normally. You wait here for a while." After Zhang Xianjun finished speaking, he went to gather those who could drive a boat and began to look for a ship along the dock. Chapter 180 Moving Factory. There are many ships along the dock, some of which can still be used normally, while some are broken. However, it is not difficult to find 20 ships. After about half an hour, Zhang Xianjun and others drove the ship back here. "Lin Fan, there are a lot of resources in the car. Let's transfer 3/4 of the people back to the island first, and the remaining quarter will return to the island after the resources are transferred, right?" Chen Xianlong suggested. "That's what I plan to do, too," Lin Fan nodded. "Leaving a quarter of the people to look after the resources is secondary. The most important thing is that when the time comes to transfer the resources, it will take manpower to move them to the ship. Otherwise, if Lin Fan and other evolvers are asked to move so many resources, it will still take a lot of time." With this decision, the transfer work started immediately. When 3/4 of the personnel were transferred, the day was over and night fell. Zhang Xianjun and others returned to the dock from the island. Lin Fan glanced at them and said, "Brother Zhang, we won't take action at night. Let's take a rest tonight and start moving resources tomorrow morning." "Okay," Zhang Xianjun had no objection. After a day of sailing, they were indeed a little tired. If they continued sailing at night, it would be more likely to cause some accidents. It would be better to rest for a night before continuing. The next morning, after eating, Lin Fan ordered, "Start moving the resources on the truck to the ship, empty the trucks one by one." The resources transferred from Jiangnan City were loaded with a total of 80 large trucks, which was not a small number. Although the transportation process would be more difficult, in this doomsday, no one would dislike too many resources, and everyone was very active when carrying them. The efficiency of the transfer of 20 ships was still very high. It took 2 days to transfer all the resources on the 80 large trucks. After another night of rest, it was not until the morning of the 4th day that Lin Fan and others began to return to the island. Back on the island, Lin Fan did not delay at all and immediately made detailed arrangements for the construction of the island. In this regard, there were many people in the team who were engaged in engineering construction before the doomsday, and they made many good suggestions. Lin Fan basically adopted these good suggestions. "Professor Mu, Professor Zhou, I'm going to have someone move the factory we need here. What do you think?" Lin Fan asked with a smile when he found Mu Guoxian and Professor Zhou. Mu Guoxian and Professor Zhou obviously thought this was very good. With the factory moved to the island, they could continue to produce what they wanted with sufficient manpower. They also admired Lin Fan's decisive and vigorous style. Even during the time when Lin Fan went to Jiangnan City, they discussed it privately and agreed that Lin Fan was a real talent who would have a place in the doomsday sooner or later. By the way, Lin Fan, when moving the factory, you have to be careful not to break the machines. If they are broken and can't be repaired, there is no point in moving them back, Mu Guoxian reminded. "Okay, Professor Mu, I will remind them to pay attention," Lin Fan nodded with a smile. Then, he didn't waste any more time and went out to find Chen Xianlong and Zhang Xianjun. "Brother Chen, Brother Zhang, I'll leave the matter of moving the factory to you two," Lin Fan said. "Is it the factory we mentioned last time?" Zhang Xianjun asked. "Yes," Lin Fan said, "tell them to be careful when they move, don't break the machines." Chen Xianlong and Zhang Xianjun nodded, and quickly gathered a group of people, sailed away from the island, and carried out their relocation work. Villa area. In the villa where Hu Jiaqi lives. At this moment, Hu Jiaqi, Cheng Libei and some other people gathered here. "Sister Qi, we haven't found them for so long. Could they have left the city?" One person expressed his opinion. "It's really strange. Logically, they shouldn't leave the city. Did they go to the city center? Another person said. Impossible, unless they are stupid. Cheng Libei shook his head and denied it. They want to forge weapons, and the movement is not small at all. The city center is too easy to attract zombies. Moreover, if the zombie tide breaks out, the impact will be quite large. It is obvious that it is a thankless task for them to go to the city center. Cheng Libei has always had mixed emotions about this matter. After all, he had promised to Jiaqi that he would find Lin Fan, Mr. Wang and others, but he still couldn't find them after searching for such a long time. On the one hand, he felt that he had lost his credibility in front of Hu Jiaqi, and on the other hand, he felt that he had lost a lot of face. If he was allowed to find Lin Fan, he would really fight to the death with Lin Fan regardless of everything. Either Lin Fan died in his hands, or he died in Lin Fan's hands. In short, in his heart, he and Lin Fan had only one ending to live. If they didn't go to the downtown area, then they should have left the city, otherwise we would have searched the surrounding areas of the city and would not have been unable to find their traces, the man said. During this period of time, they did search the surrounding areas in several other directions of the city, but still did not find Lin Fan and others. Hu Jiaqi sat on the sofa and pondered for a long time before he spoke. Let's put this matter aside for now. Whether they have left the city or not, we can't find them at the moment, but we can't fall behind in our development. It just so happens that we have been familiar with the surrounding areas of the city during this period. We have to recruit more people to join us, and we also need to find more resources to store and be fully prepared, in case we have the opportunity to meet them again in the future. We won't lose to them in these aspects. In order to find Lin Fan, Wang Lao and others, they have indeed wasted a lot of time these days, and their own development has stagnated. Hu Jiaqi is a person who knows how to stop losses in time. She knows very well that it will not work, and there is no point in continuing to look for them. It is very likely that when they are stagnant, other forces are growing rapidly. If other forces invade and they cannot resist, they will be swallowed up by other forces. In that case, let alone dealing with Lin Fan and Wang Lao in the future. Yes, Cheng Libei and others responded in unison, and no one objected to Hu Jiaqi's arrangement. They also understand that their own development and growth are more important than anything else. Then let's start with our neighboring counties, occupy them, and gradually expand our territory, Hu Jiaqi ordered. When we encounter survivors, no matter whether they are evolvers or not, the first thing to consider is to recruit them instead of killing them. Do you understand? Understood, Cheng Libei and others responded again. Chapter 181 Sharpshooter Ability. Chen Xianlong and Zhuang Xianjun were also very efficient. They were asked to lead the team to move the factory. It took them only 3 days to move all the production machines in the factory back. After the machines were moved back, they were placed in the location arranged by Lin Fan, and then they began to put into production. Everything was carried out in an orderly manner. On this day, at noon, Lin Fan, Murong Zhu, Murong Shan, Wang Jianwei and others sat on the beach to rest. Lin Fan glanced at them, then fell on Wang Jianwei, and said, Jianwei, in 2 days, I will go out to find mutagenic factors and let the few of you become evolvers first. Whether it was before or after the outbreak of the doomsday, Wang Jianwei and he had a good relationship. Letting Wang Jianwei become an evolver was a matter of course. Jiang Yuanzhang and others were members of their original team and people he could fully trust. Helping these people become evolvers is equivalent to having a group of the most trusted assistants. As soon as Lin Fan finished speaking, before Wang Jianwei and others could answer, Murong Shan took the lead and said, Brother Lin Fan, where are you going to find mutagenic factors? Can I go with you? It's so boring to stay on the island. Murong Shan's quirky personality made it too boring for her to stay on the island every day. Lin Fan smiled and said, even if you don't say it, I know you want to go out and play, not going out to play, but going out to find mutagenic factors. I'm serious, Murong Shan retorted. Haha, her words and her expression made everyone laugh. Wang Jianwei smiled and said, Zio Fan, where are you going to find mutagenic factors? It's been several months since the doomsday outbreak. It's hard to find animals that normally carry mutagenic factors in these places outside. I plan to look for them in a more remote place. Lin Fan looked to the east and said, Pingwu Mountain is connected to a mountain range and forest. The chance of finding them in such a place is greater. Go so far. Wang Jianwei and others were all shocked. They all knew that Pingwu Mountain was in another direction of the province relative to their current location. There were indeed continuous mountains and vast forests in Myanmar. Before the doomsday, there were a lot of wild animals in that place, which was full of danger. Now that the doomsday has broken out, many animals have been infected by the virus and have turned into corpses, and the degree of danger has increased exponentially. We must collect as many mutagenic factors as possible this time, so that there will be more evolvers in our team. Only when the base number of evolvers increases, the strength of our team will be stronger. Lin Fan thought that the mutagenic factors collected this time would be best to create 100 evolvers. 100 evolvers, at this stage of the doomsday outbreak, can definitely control a province. Controlling the resources of a province, the team will grow faster and better, which is what he wants to see. Murengzu and others naturally supported Lin Fan's decision. A group of people sat here and discussed for a long time before slowly dispersing. As they dispersed, Lin Fan's eyes fell on Murenshan and read Murenshan's data with a ring. Species, human level, level 1 strength. 6 speed. 6 reaction. 6 ability, sharpshooter, primary. Murenshan's data information appeared in Lin Fan's sight. And Lin Fan realized that Murenshan's ability had been obtained. Sharpshooter, this surprised Lin Fan. He didn't expect Murenshan to have the skill of a sharpshooter. In layman's terms, a sharpshooter means hitting the target every time. However, this ability is the same as the forging of Old Wen. There are levels of elementary, intermediate and advanced. At the elementary level, it is definitely not possible to hit the target 100%. When it is upgraded to the advanced level, it will naturally be able to do it. Xiao Shan, wait a minute, Lin Fan shouted. Brother Lin Fan, is there anything else? Murenshan looked back at Lin Fan, her eyes full of curiosity. Lin Fan smiled and said, do you have a pistol with you? Yes, I have, Murenshan nodded. Since Lin Fan gave her a pistol last time, she has always carried a pistol with her. Take it out, Lin Fan said. Lin Fan, what do you want the pistol for? Murengzu became curious. You'll know in a minute, Lin Fan smiled again. Murenshan did not hesitate, took out the pistol from her waist and prepared to hand it to Lin Fan. Lin Fan stopped and said, I'm not asking you to give it to me, but to try shooting and see if your shooting skills have improved. Ah, Murenshan opened her mouth in surprise. She really didn't expect that Lin Fan would think of testing her shooting skills. Brother Lin Fan, my shooting skills haven't improved much. Murenshan's little face showed a trace of embarrassment. She usually didn't have many opportunities to use a gun, so her shooting skills naturally didn't improve much. It's okay, just try it, don't have any psychological pressure. Lin Fan pointed to a big rock 100 meters ahead. On the big rock, there was a small stone, and said, just shoot at the small stone. The small stone was about the size of a baby's fist, and it didn't look big. If you shoot from 100 meters away, it would be impossible to hit it without some skills. This was a good test for Murenshan. Murenshan looked at the small stone and subconsciously felt that she had no chance of hitting it. After all, she didn't know that she had acquired the ability of a sharpshooter. Murengzu also roughly evaluated it and thought that if she were to shoot, she probably wouldn't have much confidence in hitting it 100%. However, this was Lin Fan's way of testing Murenshan's marksmanship, so naturally, Murenshan had to shoot. Murenshan said softly, then picked up the gun, pointed the muzzle at the direction of the stone, and put her finger on the trigger. At this moment, she suddenly had a certain feeling, as if the gun had merged with her, and she even felt that she could control the route of the bullet. This special feeling made her more confident, and the finger on the trigger did not hesitate for a moment and pulled the trigger. Bang! The gunshot rang out. The bullet flew out of the muzzle quickly. Bang! The bullet was extremely fast, and in the blink of an eye it collided with a small stone, smashing it into pieces. Hit it! Seeing this, Murenshan almost jumped for joy. She didn't expect that she could really hit the small stone. Murengzu was very surprised. At this distance, even she was not 100% sure that she could hit it, but Murenshan hit it with one shot. While she was surprised, she couldn't help but have a little doubt. Could it be that Murenshan was too lucky to hit it? Chapter 182 2 Days of Practice. Hit the small rock behind again. Lin Fan saw the scene and quickly found a new target for Murenshan. The small rock behind he was talking about was about 120 meters away. Murenshan nodded confidently this time, without any hesitation, holding the gun and aiming at the small rock, and pulling the trigger. Bang! The gunshot sounded again, and the bullet flew out, hitting the small rock behind accurately. breaking the small rock into pieces. Hit again. A hint of surprise emerged in Murinzu's beautiful eyes. If the first shot just now could be guessed at, Murin Shan was too lucky to hide it, then the second shot naturally could not be judged as luck. That luck was 2 against the sky. Murin Shan was also surprised. She looked at the pistol in her hand and said, "How did my shooting become so good?" When she fired the second shot, she had the same feeling. The pistol and she were integrated into one, and she could hit wherever she wanted. "This may be because you have acquired superpowers," Lin Fan said with a smile. "Superpower?" Murin Shan blinked. "Yes, the superpower of a sharpshooter, so you can shoot 2 shots so accurately in a row," Lin Fan nodded. "But, Brother Lin Fan, how did you know I have superpowers?" Murin Shan looked at Lin Fan curiously. She herself didn't know she had superpowers, and Lin Fan suddenly tested her shooting skills, which meant that Lin Fan had expected it, which made her feel puzzled. Murinzu also looked at Lin Fan with doubts. "I didn't know you had superpowers, I just wanted to see if your shooting skills had improved. I didn't expect your shooting skills to be so accurate, so I can only guess that you have the superpower of a sharpshooter." Lin Fan smiled lightly. He only needed to know that the ring could read data, and he didn't need to tell anyone. "Then if I have the superpower of a sharpshooter, wouldn't it be 100% accurate and I can shoot whatever I want?" Murin Shan asked excitedly. "If you practice often, you should be able to hit 100% of the targets. However, you also need to consider the range of the bullets, etc. Even if you are a sharpshooter, you can't shoot something from our country to another country without considering the range of the bullets, right?" Lin Fan said jokingly. Since he would not tell others that the ring can read data, he naturally would not tell others that Murin Shan's current sharpshooter ability is only at the elementary level. Hearing what Lin Fan said, Murin Shan stuck out her tongue playfully and said, "Brother Lin Fan, although my own strength is not very strong, my current shooting skills will not hold you back if I go out with you. Your strength is not bad, but now your shooting skills are more outstanding," Lin Fan said. Murin Shan's various data have evolved to 6. Considering Murin Shan's age, this data is really good. From this, it can also be shown that Murin Shan has great growth potential, and it is unknown how much she will grow in the future. "Then I will practice shooting more in the next 2 days and try to practice better before we go out," Murin Shan said. "Sure, we can produce bullets ourselves now anyway, so you don't have to worry about bullets. Just practice," Lin Fan nodded. He asked Mu Guxian and Professor Zhou about this 2 days ago. Now, if they want to, they can produce about 5,000 bullets a day. 5,000 bullets a day means 150,000 bullets a month, which is a huge number. Even if Murin Shan spent most of her time practicing her shooting skills in the past 2 days, she would only consume a few hundred bullets a day at most, which is not a big consumption for them. What's more, consuming some bullets can make Murin Shan's shooting skills handy, which is still very cost-effective. "Go get some more bullets to practice," Lin Fan said, and then the 3 of them did not stay here any longer, and walked back to the base. Murin Shan was very interested and returned to the base quickly without any delay. Lin Fan and Murinzu went to do other things, and she took the bullets and continued to practice her shooting skills. Her enthusiasm can be said to be as high as she can be. 2 days passed in the blink of an eye. During these 2 days, Murin Shan did exactly what Lin Fan said, and she had been taking time to practice her shooting skills. Originally, Lin Fan thought that she consumed 500 bullets a day, which was a lot, but she consumed 1,000 bullets a day, and 2,000 bullets in 2 days. Although she used a lot of bullets, the effect was very good. Murin Shan was able to hit the target 100% of the time within a range of 200 meters, and the shooting time was very short, so it would not take long. In most cases, sharpshooters do not aim with their eyes, but with a feeling. If the feeling is right, the bullets they shoot can be accurately hit. "Have you packed everything?" Lin Fan looked at Murinzu and Murin Shan and asked with a smile. "Yes," the 2 sisters nodded together. This time when he went out to collect mutagenic factors, Lin Fan did not plan to bring anyone else with him, only Murinzu and Murin Shan. After all, there are so many people at the base now, and they need to leave some people to manage it well. "Brother Chen, Brother Zhang, after we go out, we will leave this place to you to take care of." Lin Fan walked up to Chen Xianlong and Zhuang Xianjun and said. Chen Xianlong has sufficient experience in managing people, which is Chen Xianlong's advantage. Chen Xianlong must make good use of this advantage. Zhuang Xianjun is powerful. With him helping Chen Xianlong to look after things, I believe no one dares to have other thoughts. Lin Fan can be said to be quite relieved to leave this place to Chen Xianlong and Zhuang Xianjun. Lin Fan, you must be more careful when you go out and pay attention to safety, Chen Xianlong said. Lin Fan nodded, without saying anything more, and then walked back to Murinzhu and Murinshan and said, "Let's go." As he said that, the three of them boarded the ship, and a teammate of Zhang Xianjun drove them to the dock. After the ship disappeared from sight, Chen Xianlong and Zhuang Xianjun did not stay, but turned around and walked back to the base, doing what they should do. The ship arrived at the dock, and Lin Fan and the other two got off the ship. Lin Fan looked at the boat driver and said, "Okay, you go back." The boat driver responded and did not delay and continued to drive the boat back to the island. Lin Fan and the other two took their prepared things to the parking lot and put them in the RV. This parking lot was a good place to park their RV. It was not easy to be discovered by others and it was not too far from the dock. Lin Fan sat in the driver's seat, started the car, stepped on the accelerator, drove out of the parking lot, and then sped towards Pingwu Mountain in the east. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 183 Improving Sniper Level. Pingwu Mountain is about 500 kilometers away from here. Since Lin Fan and the other two were not familiar with the road and had never been there, and they had no navigation, they could only follow the signs along the way. This meant that they would be delayed for a long time. The good thing was that they didn't have to worry about being attacked by zombies when driving this RV. After driving for half a day, Lin Fan drove the car to a piece of grass on the side of the road and stopped. "Rest here and eat something," Lin Fan stood up and said. Murinzhu and Murinshan naturally had no objection. They found the food they brought and started eating. After Lin Fan finished eating, he drank a sip of water and said, "By the way, Xiao Shan, when I came out, I also brought a sniper rifle. You can practice with a sniper rifle after you finish eating, brother Lin Fan. I think the pistol is very useful. It's very convenient to carry and not troublesome," Murinshan said while eating. "Pistols are very useful, but the range of pistols is still too short. Sniper rifles have a long enough range. It will be more convenient to snipe people or zombies in the future," Lin Fan explained. "Of course, it doesn't mean that you don't need pistols. Use pistols when the range is short and sniper rifles when the range is long. This will not cause any conflicts." "Oh, okay, then I will try the effect of sniper rifles after I finish eating," Murinshan nodded obediently. At that time, she did not consider the range. Although sniper rifles are not as convenient as pistols, pistols are indeed inferior to sniper rifles in terms of range. Since she has the ability of a sharpshooter, it is natural to fully utilize this ability. 3 minutes later, Murinshan finished eating the food in her hand. Lin Fan glanced at her, then took out the sniper rifle from his backpack and handed it to Murinshan, saying, "Let's go, get off the car and try it." Murinshan reached out to take the sniper rifle and said, "It's quite heavy. You are an evolver now, so this point is no problem for you." Lin Fan smiled faintly and got off the car first. Murinzhu and Murinshan looked at each other, and the two sisters did not delay either, and got off the car right behind Lin Fan. Lin Fan looked around the lawn, then pointed to a tree 500 meters ahead and said, "Just shoot the main trunk of that tree." "Okay," Murinshan nodded. "This is your first time using a sniper rifle. At this distance, you should pay attention to the influence of wind speed and other conditions. Anyway, try it first. It doesn't matter if you miss, just take your time," Lin Fan reminded. Murinshan nodded again, then took the sniper rifle and aimed through the sniper scope. After a few seconds, she suddenly pulled the trigger, and with a gunshot, the bullet flew through the air. Missed. This shot did not hit the main trunk of the tree. "It missed," Murinshan said somewhat embarrassedly. "It's okay. This is your first time trying a sniper rifle, and it's such a long distance. Even if you have the ability to be a sharpshooter, you still need to be proficient. Before you are proficient, it is normal to miss." Lin Fan smiled and comforted him, saying, "Try again, and be sure to consider the wind speed and wind direction. If you don't take these two issues into consideration, you will still miss if you just aim." The reason why the sniper rifle is not so fast to operate is because it takes some time to consider these influencing factors. Hearing what Lin Fan said, Murong Shan nodded obediently and said, "Okay, brother Lin Fan, I will pay attention." After that, she began to readjust, and did not rush to shoot like before, but calmed down to judge the wind speed and wind direction. About 10 seconds later, Murong Shan judged clearly before pulling the trigger. Bang! The gunshot sounded again. The bullet flew out and crossed the space. Then, it hit the tree with incredible accuracy. In one shot, it penetrated the tree. Yes, hit it. Murong Shan had been watching through the sniper scope. She was the first to see the bullet penetrate the tree, and she immediately shouted excitedly. "Not bad, not bad, you hit it the second time, you are worthy of being a sharpshooter with supernatural powers," Lin Fan applauded. Such a distance and such a level, for someone who used a sniper rifle for the second time, it was definitely a miracle. Murongzu was also very happy for Murong Shan. She smiled and said, "With such accurate shooting skills, I can't think of surpassing you." Sister, if you are better than me in everything, then I will be a drag on you and brother Lin Fan, right? You have to leave some room for me to use my skills." Murong Shan smiled playfully. Murongzu looked at Murong Shan helplessly and said, "Girl, you can always find a rebuttal to whatever you say." "Sister, I'm not refuting. I'm telling the truth. I don't want to be a drag. That would be too embarrassing." Murong Shan's eyes turned round. Seeing Murongzu and Murong Shan bickering, Lin Fan also smiled slightly and said, "Don't be proud. While you're not driving, continue to practice shooting. When using a sniper rifle, the first thing is to be stable. Although speed is also useful, if you can't hit the target when you are fast, it doesn't make much sense. You must hit the target with every shot. On this basis, you should gradually speed up to achieve the most perfect result." "Yes, brother Lin Fan, I remember everything you said." Murong Shan made an okay gesture to Lin Fan, looking very cute. Then, she continued to choose other trees as targets. Before each shot, she would consider the wind speed and direction clearly as Lin Fan said, and then pull the trigger to fire the bullet. It must be said that Murong Shan's ability improved very quickly. Each shot she fired afterwards not only hit the tree, but also gradually accelerated the time. By the time she fired the 20th bullet, she had shortened the time to 5 seconds, which was half the time compared to the initial 10 seconds. Such a speed of improvement is really fast. "Okay, let's stop practicing here today," Lin Fan said with a smile. "Yes," Murong Shan nodded. The three returned to the RV. After Murong Shan put down the sniper rifle, she couldn't help but say, "Now I think sniper rifles are much more interesting than pistols. Sniper rifles can really show my level as a sharpshooter. When you can kill an enemy in 1 second with a sniper rifle, then you will truly experience the fun of using a sniper rifle," Lin Fan said. 1 second, that will take a long time to practice, right? Murong Shan tilted her head. Chapter 184 Zhuang Lishan and Li Zihun. "It will definitely take some time to practice," Lin Fan smiled and said, "but don't be too deliberate. As you use the sniper rifle more, your ability in this area will naturally improve." Murong Shan's ability as a sharpshooter is only at the elementary level now. When it is upgraded to the advanced level later, she should be able to achieve what he said, shooting in 1 second. However, he didn't know how long it would take to go from elementary to advanced, so he could only leave it to time to answer. Murong Shan believed that she would do her best in the fastest time, and nodded confidently. Lin Fan started the RV, stepped on the accelerator, and drove forward. For other cars, it might take a long time to reach a distance of hundreds of kilometers, but for the RV driven by Lin Fan, it was basically the same time as before the doomsday. The obstacles encountered on the road were all cleared away by the impact of the RV. Pingwu Mountain is a famous tourist attraction at the border of two provinces. Before the doomsday, many people came here to travel every day in the summer. Because, at the top of Pingwu Mountain, you can overlook an endless mountain range and forest. The scenery is quite good. And in that mountain range and forest, there are many wild animals. Many adventurous people have entered the mountains and forests, but most of them have encountered danger, and only a few can walk out normally. Lin Fan chose to come to this place to collect mutagenic factors, and naturally he had thought it through. Although there are many dangers here, dangers are generally accompanied by opportunities. As long as a large number of mutagenic factors can be collected, more evolvers can be created. Roar. On a road in front of Pingwu Mountain, Zombies let out a piercing roar. But some of these roars came from the mouths of corpse-transformed animals. This place is close to the mountains and forests. Many of the animals that have undergone corpse transformation have run here. It seems that there will be a lot of corpse-transformed animals in the mountains and forests. Murengzu sat in the co-pilot and took a look at the situation outside, and couldn't help but speak. Although the number of humans is huge, the number of animals has always been greater than that of humans. With this doomsday outbreak, the number of animals that have transformed into corpses is naturally greater than that of zombies. Lin Fan glanced at the backpack at the innermost end of the RV through the rearview mirror and said, "So, this time when we go out, we still need the equipment we wear, and we must always be vigilant against being bitten by them." The equipment that Lin Fan mentioned was specially made for them by Old Wen. After wearing it, it can increase a certain degree of safety. "Brother Lin Fan, then we have to park the car outside, right?" Muren Shen asked. "Yes, we must park it outside. We can't drive in the mountains and forests." Lin Fan nodded and said, "We have to find a hidden place to park it, so as not to be discovered by others." The three of them kept chatting and continued to approach Pingwu Mountain. At this moment, on the hillside of Pingwu Mountain, a dozen people were gathering here. These 10 people, both men and women, from their standing positions, it is not difficult to see that they are led by a young man in his 20s. This young man was 1.8 meters tall and handsome, giving people a very sunny feeling. The young man's name was Zhuang Lishan, and he was very strong. Next to Zhuang Lishan stood a woman in casual clothes, about 22 years old, very good looking, but she looked a little cold when facing Zhuang Lishan. "Zihan, there must be level 3 zombies in this mountain range and forest. Level 3 zombies already have energy crystals in their bodies. If we get energy crystals, we can directly absorb the energy in the energy crystals to convert them, so that our own strength can be improved faster." Zhuang Lishan looked at Li Zihan and said, "No matter what, we have to improve our strength to level 3 evolvers before we go back. Level 3 zombies, including level 3 corpse-transformed animals, will form a kind of energy crystal in their bodies. This kind of energy crystal can be absorbed and converted by evolvers, and the new energy absorbed and converted can speed up the evolution of evolvers, thereby achieving the purpose of improving strength. There may be level 3 zombies in other places, but since they are closer to Pingwu Mountain, they will naturally give priority to looking for level 3 zombies from Pingwu Mountain. Even if the danger here is greater, it is also a kind of experience for their strength." Zhuang Lishan said so much in one breath, but Li Zihan nodded lightly and said, "I hope so." Zhuang Lishan couldn't help but sneer in his heart for Li Zihan's cold attitude, and secretly said, "Sooner or later, I will make you no longer have any coldness in front of me." He wanted to get Li Zihan, but Li Zihan didn't like him, so he always maintained a pursuit of Li Zihan. The most important thing is that the background behind Li Zihan is not simple, and it is not worse than his background. Otherwise, he doesn't need to care so much, and just take Li Zihan by force. "Master, when are we going to enter the mountains?" A middle-aged man who is about 40 years old walked up to Zhuang Lishan and asked respectfully. The Zhuang family was a wealthy and powerful family before the doomsday. Zhuang Lishan is the young master of the Zhuang family, and his status and position need not be explained. This middle-aged man has been working in the Zhuang family before the doomsday. After the doomsday, he was fortunate to become an evolver, but there are also many evolvers on the Zhuang family side, and they are still powerful. Therefore, he chose to stay in the Zhuang family and grow together with the Zhuang family. Zhuang Lishan glanced at the middle-aged man and said, "Uncle Liu, take another half an hour's rest. We will enter the mountains in half an hour." "Okay, young master." The middle-aged man nodded respectfully. In front of Zhuang Lishan, he did not dare to have any airs of an evolver. You know, not only is Zhuang Lishan's status higher than his, but Zhuang Lishan's own strength is not necessarily much worse than his. This is why he really respects Zhuang Lishan from the bottom of his heart. "Young master, Uncle Liu, look over there, there is a car approaching Pingwu Mountain." At this time, another person made a sound. Zhuang Lishan and others turned their sights and looked at the road at the foot of the mountain. Sure enough, they saw a car driving towards Pingwu Mountain at a moderate speed. That car seems to have been modified. "You see, those zombies can't create any obstacles in front of it," the middle-aged man pondered. "Yes, it is indeed a modified car." Zhuang Lishan nodded, his eyes flashing, and said, "It's interesting. But I don't know what they want to do here. Are they planning to enter the mountains and forests to look for level 3 zombies like us?" Chapter 185 Preparation before entering. It's not clear. It's possible that they are after the energy crystals of the third-level zombies, or they may just come here for a stroll. Uncle Liu took a deep breath and said, Master, before we came out, the master told us not to make trouble. The other party can drive such a modified car, which means that the other party should not be underestimated. We should try not to conflict with the other party, otherwise it may bring a lot of unnecessary trouble. Uncle Liu, I know that if the other party doesn't provoke us, we naturally don't have to provoke the other party, but if the other party provokes us, we are not easy to bully, Zhuang Lishan said. That's for sure, Uncle Liu nodded. Li Zihan didn't pay attention to the conversation between Zhuang Lishan and Uncle Liu, nor did she care. She kept her eyes on the RV driving on the road below until the RV disappeared from her sight. In fact, she was very curious about who was in the RV. Zhuang Lishan noticed that Li Zihan's eyes were always on the RV. A hint of coldness flashed in his eyes, but he didn't say anything on the surface. In the RV, Lin Fan was still driving with his foot on the accelerator, while Muranzhu and Muranshan were sitting beside him. Muranshan had been looking at the scenery outside the car and said, Sister, the scenery here is really beautiful. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Muranzhu nodded lightly. Lin Fan smiled and said, Anyway, this is a 5A level scenic spot, and the scenery must be good. It would be more comfortable to build a super large villa in such a place in the future, so that I can see the beautiful scenery every day, Muranshan said dreamily. When will I go there? It's possible when humans can completely compete with zombies. Lin Fan smiled and shook his head. Such a place is full of dangers. If you live here alone, you can say without hesitation that you will be full of worries every day. After all, if you don't pay attention, there is a high possibility that a zombie tide will break out. You still have to have dreams, otherwise what's the difference between you and salted fish? Muranshan chuckled. That makes sense, Lin Fan agreed. Lin Fan, are we going to drive the cart to the mountain? Muranzhu asked after taking a look at the road conditions ahead. This road is connected to the road leading to Pingwu Mountain. If you drive along it, you can reach the parking lot at the top of Pingwu Mountain. We don't have to go up the mountain. Just find a hidden place in front to park, Lin Fan said. There are not many corpse-transformed animals on Pingwu Mountain, which can be judged from the situation on the road. If they drive the cart to the mountain and park it, they will have to walk down the mountain later, which is undoubtedly a waste of time. Soon, Lin Fan drove to the mountain road. He turned the steering wheel and drove out of the road and headed towards the grass area in front. Although Muranshan and Muranzhu had been observing the scenery outside, they did not see Zhuang Lishan, Li Zihan and others in Pingwu Mountain. Zhuang Lishan, Li Zihan and others did not see the RV again after the RV drove to the place where their sight was blocked. In other words, the RV had disappeared from their sight at the previous distance. Therefore, they did not see the RV driving to the area ahead. After driving for another 2 or 3 kilometers, Lin Fan finally stopped the RV behind a large rock. The rock was very large, more than 5 meters high, and quite long and wide. If you don't go around to see the RV behind the large rock, you will definitely not be able to see it. It shouldn't be a problem to park the car here. Let's take a rest in the car and eat something first, and then we'll set off after we've finished eating, Lin Fan said. Okay, Muranzhu and Muranshan obviously had no objection. The three of them sat together and started eating. Muranshan said while eating, Brother Lin Fan, after we enter the mountains and forests, what should we do at night? Should we go out and rest in the car every night or rest inside? The question raised by Muranshan was very meaningful. Lin Fan thought for a moment and said, It depends on the situation. We don't know what's going on inside when we go in for training, and we're not sure how far we'll go every day. If we go far, we may not have enough time to come out and rest every night. Anyway, we'll see when the time comes. Try not to come out if you can, so that you can collect mutagenic factors faster. Okay, Muranshan nodded obediently. She was just curious about this question, and the decision was naturally up to Lin Fan. Moreover, she and Muranzhu had no objection to Lin Fan's decision and trusted him unconditionally. After eating, Lin Fan took a look at the equipment that Old Wang had made for them and said, Put those on first. Since these equipment had to be worn under clothes, the three of them took turns to go to the toilet in the RV to change before coming out. Xiao Shan, you are responsible for bringing your sniper rifle, sniper bullets and some food. Lin Fan looked at Muranshan and said. After all, Murin Shan's strength is not as strong as theirs. This time they entered the mountains and forests and were carrying heavy loads. It was right to let Murin Shan relax a little. Okay, brother Lin Fan, Murin Shan agreed with a smile, and quickly packed up the things that Lin Fan asked her to bring. We too will bring pistols and pistol bullets. If we can fit them, we can also pack some food in case of emergency, Lin Fan said. Yet, Muringzu nodded. From Lin Fan's arrangements, Muringzu could roughly guess that Lin Fan was prepared not to come out for a while, otherwise he would not bring so much food in at once. However, it all depends on the situation inside. If the situation allows them to stay for a long time, they really don't need to come out every day. That would be a waste of time. Have you packed everything? After Lin Fan packed his things, he looked at Muringzu and Murin Shan. Packed? Muringzu and Murin Shan nodded at the same time. Okay, then let's go, Lin Fan said with a smile. The three of them put on their backpacks and took their close-range weapons. Without any delay, they got out of the car, locked the door, and started walking into the forest ahead. Roar! Just a few dozen meters away, the corpse-transformed animals rushed towards them. Murin Shan looked eager to try, holding the long sword tightly in her small hands. When the corpse-transformed animals rushed up, she swung the long sword quickly and solved the corpse-transformed animals thoroughly. You're pretty fast, Lin Fan praised. Brother Lin Fan, you should say that the action is fast, accurate and ruthless, not just fast, Murin Shan smiled mischievously. Chapter 186 The more the better. Lin Fan smiled and shook his head, saying, it's not that I don't want to praise you for your accuracy and ruthlessness, it's just that you haven't reached these two standards yet, so I can only praise you for your speed. Lin Fan was also telling the truth. When Murin Shan attacked the corpse-transformed animals just now, she was fast, but not accurate and ruthless. Murin Shan hurriedly asked Lin Fan why, and Lin Fan explained it to her seriously, and she finally understood. After listening, Murin Shan also said seriously, then I will pay more attention in the future, and strive to achieve real speed, accuracy and ruthlessness as soon as possible. Her own learning ability is not bad. As long as she is willing to learn, there is nothing she can't do. Lin Fan smiled and nodded, saying, let's enter the forest from this direction and see what the situation is inside. Muringzu and Murin Shan had no objection, and followed Lin Fan to the forest in the north. While Lin Fan and the other two were heading straight for the forest, Zhuang Lishan, Li Zihan and others were still standing on Pingwu Mountain. Zhuang Lishan looked down, and although he didn't say much on the surface, he was still paying attention to the trace of the RV. However, after watching for so long, he still didn't see the RV again, which made him suspicious. Could it be that the RV drove directly into the mountains and forests? Master, it's almost time. When are we going to leave? Uncle Liu looked at the sky and walked to Zhuang Lishan and asked. Let's go now. Zhuang Lishan retracted his gaze and ordered. Yes, Uncle Liu nodded, then waved to the others. The others immediately took the things they should bring, followed Zhuang Lishan and Li Zihan, and went down along Pingwu Mountain. The direction they went was different from that of Lin Fan and the other two. They went directly from the back of Pingwu Mountain, while Lin Fan and the other two went from the side of Pingwu Mountain. Even more directly, Zhuang Lishan, Li Zihan and others would be the first to enter the mountains, while Lin Fan and the other two would be the first to enter the forest. In fact, there were also people going in other directions of the mountains and forests. These people came here to look for level 3 zombies. As long as they hunted down level 3 zombies, they could obtain the energy crystals from the level 3 zombies. Only by absorbing the energy from the energy crystals could they improve their strength faster. Danger and opportunity coexist, and this is a truth that everyone understands. Even though they knew that the mountains and forests were full of dangers, they still had to risk going in. The entry of so many people was bound to make this place very lively. Be careful on the left. Muringzu waved her sword and dealt with the zombies rushing towards her. She tilted her head and saw 3 corpse-transformed animals attacking Murin Shan from the left side. She could not help but remind them. Murin Shan turned her side and locked onto the 3 corpse-transformed animals on the left side. She also waved her sword, cutting off the heads of 2 corpse-transformed animals with one sword, and then stabbed the corpse-transformed animals directly from the head to the body. After pulling the long sword out of the corpse, Murin Shan said with satisfaction, the weapons forged by Mr. Wang are really powerful. They can easily kill zombies. And there is no need to worry about the weapons getting stuck in the zombies' bodies. After all, This is a weapon forged with a special material called thunder nickel steel. There is really nothing to say about its sharpness. Of course, this is also related to Mr. Wang's forging technology. If it weren't for Mr. Wang's superb forging technology, the forged weapons would not be so good, Lin Fan said with a smile. Good materials are one thing, but good forging is another. Some people can't forge good weapons even if they have good materials. Brother Lin Fan, I think you are very famous, Murin Shan suddenly said this. What? Lin Fan looked at her in confusion, not understanding what she meant by saying this suddenly. Look, it's only been a few months since the outbreak of the Doomsday, and you've met high-level scientific research talents like Professor Mu and Professor Zhou, and weapons forging talents like Old Wang, Murin Shan analyzed. As for Brother Chen and Brother Zhang, although they didn't perform particularly well in some aspects, they were not bad at all. Doesn't this show that you are lucky? I am indeed lucky, Lin Fan nodded. A lucky person, when doing anything, seems to have good luck, which makes things go more smoothly. If you are unlucky, even if there are many talented people around you, everything you do will not go smoothly. After rebirth, Lin Fan felt that his luck had indeed improved a lot. Thinking of this, he glanced at the ring on his hand without noticing. Perhaps, it was this ring that brought him so much good luck. Lin Fan, Xiao Shan, look over there. Murin Zhu's beautiful eyes swept around and pointed to the left front. Lin Fan and Murin Shan looked in the direction and saw a group of corpse-transformed animals coming towards them in the left front. Judging from the number of these corpse-transformed animals, there should be no less than 300 of them. Let's go. We don't need to get entangled with them now. We need to go to the forest to see the situation first, Lin Fan said. With their current strength, 300 corpse-transformed animals are not a problem to deal with even if there are only 3 people. But killing these 300 corpse-transformed animals is meaningless now. After all, Lin Fan has read all the data with the ring, and there are no attributes that can be picked up from them. After making a decision, Lin Fan and the other 2 bypassed from the side and quickly ran towards the forest. About half an hour later, the forest appeared in front of them. Roar! Roar! Standing outside, you can clearly hear the unpleasant roar coming from the forest. It seems that there are indeed a lot of zombies in the forest, Murin Shan said leisurely. If there are not many, there is no point in us coming here, Lin Fan smiled lightly. The large number of zombies can indicate that there are a lot of animals in this forest. Under the premise of a large number of animals, it is more likely to encounter animals carrying mutagenic factors in their bodies. They came here this time just to collect mutagenic factors. If they can't even collect mutagenic factors, it would be a wasted trip. Let's go in. Lin Fan waved his hand and led Murin Zhu and Murin Shan into the forest. As expected, as soon as they came in, many corpse-transformed animals attacked them. Lin Fan's eyes narrowed slightly, and his palm tightly grasped the long halberd, swinging it quickly. Every time he chopped it, he could kill at least 2 or 3 corpse-transformed animals. This long halberd in his hands can be said to have played the best effect. Murin Zhu and Murin Shan are also quite good. Any corpse-transformed animals that approached them were easily solved by them. Chapter 187 No Sleep. There are many corpse-transformed animals in this forest. Basically, there are corpse-transformed animals every few dozen meters. While dealing with these corpse-transformed animals, Lin Fan kept scanning the surroundings. He observed the trees the most. Because all those running on the ground have undergone corpse transformation, and there is a small chance of encountering normal living animals. In this way, he has a smaller chance of collecting mutagenic factors. But the situation is different on the trees. The possibility of normal living animals appearing on the trees is obviously much higher than on the ground. Therefore, the probability of finding living mutant animals on the trees is greater. Perhaps because this is still on the outskirts of the forest, even though there are many corpse-transformed animals here, there are very few animals active on the trees. From just now to now, Lin Fan has found no more than a dozen in total. There are no evolved animals in these 10 or so naturally there are no mutagenic factors. The 3 continue to move forward into the depths of the forest. After a few hours, they slowed down. Brother Lin Fan, it will be dark soon. Should we go out tonight or stay here? Murin Shan looked up at the sky. At this time, the sun was already hanging on the horizon, and only the afterglow of the sunset shone over. Not going out, just inside, Lin Fan answered quickly. Then are we going to set up a tent on the ground? Murin Shan asked. When they came in from outside, they had already prepared tents, 2 in total, 1 for Murinzu and Murinshan, and 1 for Lin Fan alone. If the 3 of them slept together, it would be a bit inconvenient. It's okay for Lin Fan, a grown man, but Murinzu and Murinshan are still girls, so it's better for them to sleep separately. We can't set up a tent on the ground. Lin Fan shook his head and said, the forest is not like the mountains. In the mountains, we can still find caves or something, but if we set up a tent on the ground in the forest, if we are surrounded by zombies at night, we will be in danger. It is very likely that we will not have time to retreat or fight our way out. As he spoke, Lin Fan looked up and said, tonight, let's stay in the tree. The 3 of us will take turns to rest. When 2 of us sleep, 1 of us will watch the surrounding situation to prevent the animals in the tree from coming over. Will we fall down if we rest in the tree? Murinshan's eyes widened. If you find a good place to lean on and don't move around, you shouldn't fall down. Lin Fan smiled faintly. Then shall we go up now? Murinshan asked. Wait a little longer, wait until it's completely dark before going up. Now we can continue to move forward, Lin Fan said. The 3 continued to walk forward for a distance, killing many corpse-transformed animals on the way. When it was completely dark, Lin Fan pointed to the big tree not far ahead and said, we will rest on that tree tonight. The tree was not alone, but leaning against another tree. The trunks of the 2 trees were crossed, which not only made it convenient for them to find a tree trunk to lean on and rest, but also conveniently shielded them and facilitated hiding. Murinzu and Murinshan had no objection to the place Lin Fan chose, and the 3 walked towards the tree. Roar! 2 corpse-transformed animals suddenly jumped out from behind the tree trunk, and when the roar spread, they rushed towards Lin Fan and the other 2. Lin Fan fixed his eyes and locked onto the hides of the 2 corpse-transformed animals. He quickly swung the halberd in his hand, and the 2 hides flew away, spilling blood all over the ground. Brother Lin Fan, you reacted so quickly, Murinshan praised. Not bad, Lin Fan smiled slightly. After dealing with the 2 corpse-transformed animals, Lin Fan and the other 2 did not waste any time and climbed up the tree. Murinzu and Murinshan were both powerful evolvers. For them, climbing trees was not a problem. They quickly climbed up the tree trunk. Sister, let's rest here, Murinshan said. Yet, Murinzu nodded. There were many cross trunks and branches in this position, so there was no problem for them to bear it. You guys rest, I'll watch first, and I'll wake you up when I get sleepy. Lin Fan put his backpack aside and looked at Murinzu and Murinshan and said. Murinzu looked at Lin Fan and said, do you want to watch it alone for a whole night without notifying us? Hearing Murinzu say this, Murinshan also reacted and said quickly, yes, brother Lin Fan, you must think so, right? Lin Fan did think so, but he would definitely not admit it at this time. He smiled and shook his head and said, how is it possible? The environment we are in now is very dangerous. If we don't keep a good mental state at all times, we may not be able to cope with it when the time comes. Although he said so, Lin Fan still did not plan to wake up Murinzu and Murinshan. Perhaps the ring brought him some benefits, making him feel that his mental state is very good, even if he doesn't sleep for 2 consecutive nights. Of course, this is also to let Murinzu and Murinshan adapt to the environment here first. After adapting, if they need to take turns to watch, they still have to let Murinzu and Murinshan help. Otherwise, he can't hold it alone, and everything is based on safety. Okay, then Xiaoshan and I will rest first. You call me after 3 hours, and it's your turn to rest. I will call Xiaoshan after another 3 hours, Murinzu said. No problem, Lin Fan nodded. Seeing Lin Fan nod, Murinzu and Murinshan finally felt relieved. Then the 2 sisters didn't waste any more time and began to lean against a tree to rest. After a busy day, the 2 sisters had almost exhausted their physical strength. Although they were leaning against a tree, they fell asleep quickly. Lin Fan looked at them and quickly retracted his gaze. Murinzu and Murinshan were leaning in a good position. As long as they didn't move too much during sleep, they would not fall under the tree. The night in the forest was not quiet, especially on the ground below. There were always traces of corpse animals moving. These corpse animals roared from time to time, but fortunately the roar was not too loud, so Murinzu and Murinshan would not wake up. That night, Murinzu and Murinshan slept soundly, and Lin Fan did not wake them up. When the 2 sisters woke up from their sleep, they found that it was already light. Awake? Did you sleep well? Lin Fan looked at them and asked with a smile. Brother Lin Fan. You didn't call us. Murin Shan suddenly came to her senses and pouted to question Lin Fan. I was in good spirits and not sleepy, so I didn't wake you up, Lin Fan said. You didn't close your eyes all night? Murin Zhu asked. No, I really wasn't sleepy. Lin Fan smiled faintly and said, don't worry, I'm fine. Let's eat something first and then continue our journey. Chapter 188 Becoming a Level 2 Evolver. Brother Lin Fan, you are too untrustworthy. You promised to wake us up. Murin Shan's pretty face showed a trace of dissatisfaction, and she accused, it would be great if the three of us took turns to rest. Why do you have to stay alone all night? Although you are in good spirits now, you may not be in good spirits later. Murin Shan really felt sorry for Lin Fan. She didn't want Lin Fan to work so hard. Of course, Murin Zhu was the same, but Murin Zhu was not very good at expressing emotions in this area. I'm really fine. Lin Fan still shook his head. Seeing that Murin Shan was about to say something, he quickly changed the subject and said, I saw the tracks of normal animal activities before, in that direction. Let's eat first, and then go and take a look after eating. While speaking, Lin Fan stretched out his hand and pointed in a direction. The direction he pointed was not randomly pointed, but the direction where the forest bordered the mountains. They were going to take a look in the mountains themselves, so there was naturally no problem in going in this direction. Hearing Lin Fan say that there were normal animal activity tracks, Murin Zhu and Murin Shan were instantly attracted, and they didn't bother about who didn't sleep. Murin Zhu's beautiful eyes looked in the direction Lin Fan pointed, and said, if there are normal animals, it is possible to find animals with mutagenic factors in their bodies. Yes, Lin Fan nodded. The three of them didn't delay, took out things from their backpacks, and ate them quickly. Let's go, Lin Fan said. Yes, Murin Zhu and Murin Shan both nodded. Jumping down from the tree, there were a dozen or so corpse-transformed animals rushing towards them. Lin Fan held a long halberd and swung it quickly, killing all the corpse-transformed animals at a very fast speed. Walking along the forest near the mountains for a distance, there was a piercing roar in front. Lin Fan looked over and saw 400 or 500 corpse-transformed animals gathered together. Shall we go around from the side? Murin Zhu tilted her head and looked at Lin Fan and asked. No need. Lin Fan shook his head. Brother Lin Fan, if we don't go around, we will have to go to war with them, Murin Shan said. When they encountered this group of corpse-transformed animals before, they always walked around them and did not engage in battle with them. It was not that Murin Shan was afraid of these corpse-transformed animals, but she subconsciously thought that Lin Fan did not want to waste time with them. Well, we have to kill them. We can't just keep avoiding them. We still have to keep increasing our combat experience. Lin Fan smiled and said, the most important thing is that some of these corpse-transformed animals have evolved, which can help us hone our combat experience. Lin Fan did not tell Murin Zhu and Murin Shan that he had actually read the data of these corpse-transformed animals through his ring and found that some of them could pick up attributes. The zombie-transformed Sika deer could pick up the strength attribute. Species, corpse-transformed Sika deer level 1 strength. 6 speed. 5 reaction. 6 pick-upable attribute, strength. If it weren't for the fact that this corpse-transformed Sika deer could pick up attributes, Lin Fan would not have planned to waste time with him. Hearing what Lin Fan said, Murin Zhu and Murin Shan were already holding their swords and ready for battle. They locked their eyes on the corpses and rushed towards them without any hesitation. Lin Fan also did not delay, holding a long halberd in his hand, and went straight to the corpse-transformed Sika deer. Among these corpse-transformed animals, only a few have evolved, and the rest are ordinary zombies, which cannot pose any threat to Murin Zhu and Murin Shan. Roar! Roar! The piercing roars spread one after another in the forest. The intrusion of Lin Fan and the other two was completely devastating to these corpse-transformed animals. Especially since the three of them had weapons forged by Old Wang, it was not too easy to harvest the lives of these corpse-transformed animals. Lin Fan soon came to the corpse-transformed Sika deer. He swung his long halberd and first dealt with several corpse-transformed animals around him, and then swung the long halberd towards the corpse-transformed Sika deer's head. The reaction of the corpse-transformed Sika deer was not slow, and the data reached 6. If Murin Shan had come to deal with it, this attack would most likely have been avoided by the corpse-transformed Sika deer. After all, Murin Shan's combat experience was always inferior to Lin Fan's, and her data was not as high as Lin Fan's. When Lin Fan swung out this halberd, he had already blocked the corpse-transformed Sika deer's retreat. leaving it no chance to escape. Ka. With one halberd, there was a cracking sound, and the corpse-transformed Seekadeer's head was directly split in half by Lin Fan, and the foul-smelling rotten blood spilled all over the ground. After being shot in the head, the corpse-transformed Seekadeer naturally lost its vitality and fell to the ground. Lin Fan glanced at the corpse of the corpse-transformed Seekadeer, and without hesitation, he immediately used the ring to pick up the attributes of the corpse-transformed Seekadeer. Then, he read his own data. Species, human level, level 2 strength, 8 defense, 4 speed, 8 reaction, 8 ability, acquiring him. After picking up the strength attribute, the speed and reaction data have actually increased for me. Lin Fan was surprised to notice that, in addition to the defense data, his strength, speed and reaction data have all reached 8, and his level has also been raised to level 2. Picking up the strength attribute can also randomly increase other data. A thought flashed through Lin Fan's mind, but he denied it as soon as it flashed through his mind. Although this ring allows him to pick up attributes, it is impossible for him to randomly increase other data while picking up a certain attribute. That would be too outrageous. After thinking about it, Lin Fan felt that this should be when he picked up the strength attribute, the speed attribute and reaction attribute happened to evolve and get improved. It sounds a bit coincidental, but this is the only explanation that is normal. Level 2 Evolver. I feel a lot stronger. Lin Fan gathered his mind, clenched his palms, felt the surging power in his body, and couldn't help but smile in his eyes. Although the data is only one different from the previous data, the level has been improved, and the increased strength is also much stronger. It can be said without hesitation that at this stage, if I meet Hujayaki again, I can definitely defeat Hujayaki directly, and there will be no draw. Ka. Lin Fan held a long halberd in his hand and continued to swing it, knocking down the corpse animals approaching from all sides one after another. Murinzu and Murinshan were also very happy to kill. These corpse animals still could not cause any harm to the two sisters. In fact, the two sisters competed to see who could kill more corpse animals. In less than 10 minutes, the corpses of hundreds of corpse animals were lying on the ground, and the foul smell of rotten blood covered the entire ground. Sister, I killed a total of 150. How about you? Murinshan asked hurriedly. Chapter 189. It was predicted. Hearing Murinshan's question, Murinzu smiled lightly and said, about the same as you. In fact, she had killed more people than Murinshan, but there was no need for her to compare with Murinshan. It would be better for Murinshan to maintain a full passion. Sister, how much is it? Murinshan asked curiously. 150 or so, Murinzu said a number casually. After getting the answer, Murinshan did not continue to ask. Lin Fan glanced at the two sisters, his eyes fell on Murinshan, and said, do you have to compete with your sister? Murinshan chuckled and said, of course not, my sister is definitely better than me, I just want to know how big the gap between me and my sister is. You are quite good at talking. Lin Fan smiled lightly. Of course, Murinshan smiled again. At this point, Murinshan seemed to have thought of something and said, Brother Lin Fan, I just found that you are more powerful than before, and your attack speed is much faster. Is your strength improved again? Murinzu also noticed this question. She was going to ask it even if Murinshan didn't ask, but now that Murinshan asked, she just had to wait for Lin Fan's answer. Lin Fan didn't expect Murinshan to observe it very carefully. He nodded and said, yes, my strength has indeed improved. I think I should have become a second-level evolver now. Second-level evolver? Murinzu and Murinshan were both surprised, and then smiles appeared on their pretty faces. They were happy for Lin Fan from the bottom of their hearts. The stronger Lin Fan's strength is, the more beneficial it is for them. This is the situation they all want to see. No wonder the attack speed has become so much faster. It turns out that Brother Lin Fan has become a second-level evolver. After being happy, Murinshan said with emotion. Murinzu moved her jade hand slightly and said, Lin Fan, if you face Hujayaki and Fan Mings again, can you defeat them now? Murinzu knew that Hujayaki and Fan Mings were both level 2 evolvers, and their strength was not simple at all. Before, Lin Fan was not a level 2 evolver, so she would not compare them much, but now that Lin Fan has become a level 2 evolver, she is quite curious about this question. Yes, Lin Fan said confidently, if I fight Hujayaki again now, I am confident enough to defeat her within 3 minutes. This is not Lin Fan bragging about himself, but he really has such confidence. Defeat in 3 minutes, Murong Shan stared in surprise and said, "Brother Lin Fan, your strength has improved too much." It's no wonder that Murong Shan was so surprised, mainly because Lin Fan could only tie with Hujayaki before, but this time he became a level 2 evolver and was able to defeat Hujayaki in 3 minutes. Such an improvement is really a bit scary. Of course, Murong Shan did not doubt what Lin Fan said. She believed that what Lin Fan said was true. There was no need to exaggerate to deceive her and Murong. The leap between levels does increase the strength greatly. When you become a level 2 evolver, you will also be able to clearly feel this improvement, Lin Fan said with a smile. Hearing this, Murong Shan looked at Murong with her beautiful eyes and said, "Sister, you should also be a level 2 evolver soon, right?" Murong nodded lightly and said, "It should be soon." Lin Fan turned his attention to Murong and read her data with a ring. Species, human level. Level 1 strength. 7 speed. 7 reaction. 7 superpower, acquiring. After seeing Murong's data clearly, Lin Fan could not help but stare at her. He did not expect Murong to start acquiring superpowers. However, he has not yet successfully acquired superpowers, and he does not know how long it will take for Murong to acquire superpowers. But it is worth mentioning that from Murong's data information, Murong is indeed very close to becoming a level 2 evolver. At Murong's speed of evolution, it is estimated that in less than half a month, she will definitely evolve into a second-level evolver. If there are 2 second-level evolvers in their team of 3, then the lineup is absolutely impeccable. What's more, Murong Shan's ability has been awakened now. In terms of her own combat power, Murong Shan cannot compare with them, but if it comes to firearms, then they cannot compare with Murong Shan. Comprehensively speaking, Murong Shan can also be equivalent to the combat power of a second-level evolver. "Brother Lin Fan, what are you thinking about?" Murong Shan saw that Lin Fan was in a state of contemplation and asked. "No, I was just thinking that although our team is small in number, our strength is definitely enough." Lin Fan smiled lightly. As he said that, Lin Fan analyzed the situation he had just thought about. Hearing Lin Fan say this, Murong Shan was very happy and said, "Yes, with my sharpshooter level, if I hide and shoot, some level 2 evolvers may not be my opponent. I may be able to shoot them in the head with one shot." "Yes, this is indeed a great advantage," Lin Fan nodded and said, "although the level 2 evolvers have improved in all aspects and their reactions are faster, as the saying goes, it is easy to dodge an open spear but difficult to defend against an arrow from the dark. If you shoot from the dark, a level 2 evolver may not have time to dodge. When I can really hit the target every time, I will be even more powerful," Murong Shan said excitedly. "This day will come sooner or later, I believe in you," Lin Fan encouraged. He can read very intuitive data through the ring. As long as Murong Shan practices hard to improve, the level of sharpshooter will reach advanced sooner or later. At that time, Murong Shan will be able to really hit the target every time. Of course, this 100% hit is also within the range of the gun. If it is beyond the range of the gun, Murong Shan's ability as a sharpshooter cannot change the range. Okay, let's continue. A day has passed, and we haven't collected any mutagenic factors yet. We need to speed up the progress, otherwise we will have to use up all the resources we brought and still not harvest any. That would be too embarrassing, Lin Fan said jokingly. "Brother Lin Fan, this kind of thing is impossible to happen. The first day we are adapting to the environment here. After that, we will have good luck and will collect mutagenic factors every day," Murong Shan said. "Then I'll lend you my good words." Lin Fan smiled, held the halberd tightly in his hand, waved it, and continued to walk towards the mountain with Murong and Murong Shan. After they continued walking for more than an hour, Lin Fan's eyes swept over the tree and immediately locked onto Golden Monkey. "Xiao Shan, you are right. We are really lucky." A smile appeared on the corner of Lin Fan's mouth. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 190 Cannot Be Driven Away. A group of golden monkeys were moving in the trees not far in front of Lin Fan and the other two. There were no more than 15 golden monkeys in this group, but the color of the eyes of 2 of them was very attractive. Red. The eyes of the 2 golden monkeys were both red. This meant that both golden monkeys had evolved and had mutagenic factors in their bodies. Brother Lin Fan, what do you mean by our luck? Murin Shan had not noticed this question yet. When she heard Lin Fan say that we were lucky, she did not react for a moment. Lin Fan pointed at the location of the golden monkeys and said, "Look there." Murin Zhu and Murin Shan looked over together and saw the group of golden monkeys as expected. "One of them has red eyes," Murin Zhu said. "Red? That means it has mutagenic factors in its body," Murin Shan said happily. "Great, we finally encountered an animal with mutagenic factors. Now we can extract the mutagenic factors from its body, not just one, but two." Lin Fan smiled faintly. "Two?" Murin Zhu and Murin Shan were both startled, and then the two sisters observed more carefully, and indeed saw that there was another golden monkey with red eyes next to it. "There are really two." Murin Shan almost jumped up and said, "Two evolved golden monkeys? Does it mean that if we extract a mutagenic factor, we can create two evolvers?" "In theory, it is true," Lin Fan said. "In theory?" Murin Shan blinked in confusion. "What I mean is that some evolved animals contain sufficient mutagenic factors. In this case, the mutagenic factors extracted from their bodies can not only create one evolver, but also two or even more evolvers," Lin Fan said. "The speculation about this is actually only in the speculation stage. He has not verified it personally. The specific situation will be known after verification. However, it is worth mentioning that if this speculation is accurate, then the extracted mutagenic factor will definitely not be obtained from a single first-level evolved animal. It must be extracted from a more advanced evolved animal." Murin Zhu and Murin Shan nodded, not quite understanding. These things were indeed their blind spots. From before until now, all the information they had learned about the evolvers was obtained from Lin Fan. Whatever Lin Fan said was what it was. "Brother Lin Fan, they are on the tree. It is not easy for us to catch them alive. Let me shoot them down? Just injure their legs, don't take their lives," Murin Shan said slowly. She knew that the mutagenic factor could only be extracted when the animal was still alive. Once the animal was dead, it would be impossible to extract the effective mutagenic factor, which would naturally be meaningless. As she spoke, Murin Shan was about to take out the sniper rifle from her backpack. She didn't want to miss this good opportunity to practice her sniping skills. "Don't worry, don't shoot yet," Lin Fan stopped her. "Brother Lin Fan, what's wrong?" Murin Shan's pretty face was full of confusion. Murin Zhu also looked at Lin Fan in confusion, not understanding why Lin Fan would stop Murin Shan. None of this group of golden snub-nosed monkeys have turned into corpses. I wonder if they have other gathering places, or even if there are more golden snub-nosed monkeys in those gathering places that have not turned into corpses, Lin Fan boldly guessed. If that's the case, then we might be able to find more evolved golden snub-nosed monkeys in their gathering places, and it will be easier to collect mutagenic factors at that time. Lin Fan's analysis is not unreasonable. Because golden snub-nosed monkeys exist in groups, and the 10 or so here may only be a part of them. Hearing what Lin Fan said, Murin Zhu and Murin Shan both thought it made sense. Murin Shan nodded and said, "Brother Lin Fan, if it's really as you estimated, then we might be able to collect a lot of mutagenic factors at one time." "Yes, in this way, we can also save a lot of time," Murin Zhu nodded. Lin Fan's eyes flashed. "So, we can't shoot and hurt them now, then should we drive them away?" Murin Shan tilted her head and said, "If they are frightened, they will definitely run to their den, and then we can just follow them." "Don't." Lin Fan shook his head and interrupted Murin Shan's thoughts, saying, "At this stage of the doomsday, these golden monkeys will be much smarter. If we drive them away openly and follow them from behind, they may take us to other places and will not take us back to their gathering place, which will waste more time. Then we can only wait like this," Murin Shan said helplessly. "Well, we can only wait. When they want to go back by themselves, we will quietly follow them and not let them discover our existence," Lin Fan nodded. "Okay," Murin Shan spread her hands. "However, it is easier for us to attract zombies here, so let's stay in the tree first," Lin Fan suggested. Murin Zhu and Murin Shan had no objection, and the three of them quickly climbed up the tree. Murin Zhu glanced in the direction of the golden monkey with her beautiful eyes, then retracted her gaze to look at Lin Fan, and said, "Lin Fan, you didn't rest last night, so you can take a rest now. Xiao Shan and I will keep an eye on the golden monkeys, and we will wake you up as soon as they make any movement." "Yes, Brother Lin Fan, no matter how energetic you are, you still need to rest. We will not chase the golden monkeys without waking you up, so just go to sleep without worry," Murin Shan added. Lin Fan thought about it and felt that what the two sisters Murinzu and Muringshan said made sense. It would be a good thing for him to close his eyes and rest while the golden monkeys were still wandering in the trees. Okay, then I'll leave the golden monkeys to you to keep an eye on, Lin Fan agreed. Yes, Murinzu and Muringshan nodded at the same time. Lin Fan exhaled lightly, and without saying anything more, he leaned against a tree trunk and closed his eyes to rest. He fell asleep quickly, and in less than 2 minutes, he fell asleep. Sister, look at brother Lin Fan. He says he's in good spirits, but his body is honest. He fell asleep so quickly. He'll probably snore again later, Muringshan chuckled beside him. Be quiet. Don't wake him up. Let him have a good sleep, Murinzu glared at Muringshan. This little girl was so naughty all day. Got it, Muringshan responded obediently. Time passed quickly. In a blink of an eye, 2 hours had passed. The group of golden monkeys, who had stayed in the tree for so long, were finally ready to leave this place. Sister, did I wake up brother Lin Fan? Muringshan asked hurriedly. Chapter 191 Probability and Speed of Evolution. Murinzu glanced in the direction of the golden monkeys again, and confirmed that the group of golden monkeys were about to leave, then nodded to Muringshan and said, well, wake him up. After receiving Murinzu's answer, Muringshan did not hesitate, stretched out her hand and poked Lin Fan's shoulder, saying, Brother Lin Fan, get up quickly, those golden monkeys are leaving. Lin Fan's tightly closed eyes immediately opened, turned over and stood up, looking directly in the direction of the golden monkeys, and said, then let's catch up quickly, and we can't let them disappear from our sight, okay? Murinzu and Muringshan looked at each other and nodded. The three of them put on their backpacks, jumped down from the tree, and without delay, quickly chased in the direction where the golden monkeys left. The corpse-transformed animals that blocked them along the way were all dealt with by them in the fastest and quietest way, without attracting the attention of the golden monkeys. Although 2 of the golden monkeys had evolved, Lin Fan and the other 2 were very cautious in their actions. In addition, they kept walking back, and they would not pay attention to whether there was anyone following them. In this way, Lin Fan, Murinzu and Muringshan followed the golden monkeys all the way, and they walked for more than an hour before gradually slowing down. Lin Fan's eyes fixed, and soon a deep smile appeared on his face. The fact is just as he guessed, this group of golden monkeys really has a large gathering place, and there are quite a lot of golden monkeys gathered here. Brother Lin Fan, you are so accurate, there are really so many golden monkeys here, Muringshan said excitedly. Murinzu was also very happy. No matter what, at least the 3 of them spent so much time following here. There was nothing wrong. How many of these golden monkeys have evolved? Muringshan asked curiously. I'll observe, Lin Fan replied, and then his eyes swept over the many golden monkeys, and at the same time used the ring to read the data of each golden monkey. In the process of reading the data, the smile in Lin Fan's eyes became more and more intense. The result was somewhat better than he expected. He didn't expect that there were a total of 300 or 400 golden monkeys here, but more than 30 of them had evolved. About 30 or so, Lin Fan replied. More than 30, Murinzu and Muringshan were shocked by this number. This number means that they can collect at least more than 30 tubes of mutagenic factors. That is equivalent to a 1/10 probability of evolution. Murinzu was surprised. Yes, almost, Lin Fan nodded again. Such a probability can indeed be said to be terrifying. I really don't know how these golden monkeys evolved. The probability is so high. As he said, Lin Fan added, moreover, among these more than 30 evolved golden monkeys, there are 2 that have reached level 2. Pay attention to the eye color of those 2 golden monkeys. Lin Fan raised his hand, stretched out his fingers, and pointed at the 2 golden monkeys standing at the highest position. Murinzu and Muringshan looked in the direction of Lin Fan's finger, and they saw that the eyes of the 2 golden monkeys there were not red, but orange. Orange means level 2. They evolve very fast. Muringshan couldn't help but sighed, even faster than me. How did they do it? As soon as she said this, Murinzu smiled. This little girl, why did she compare herself with golden monkeys? Sister, what are you laughing at? I'm telling the truth. I haven't even reached level 2 yet. Those 2 golden monkeys have already reached level 2. Could it be that animals are born to evolve faster than us humans? Muringshan suddenly thought of this question. As the saying goes, the speaker has no intention, but the listener has the heart. The question raised by Muringshan touched Lin Fan a little. Murinzu didn't catch anything and shook her head and said, if animals are born to evolve faster than us humans, then we humans would not have become the masters of the earth before the doomsday. When Murin Shan was about to nod and agree with Murinzu's statement, Lin Fan said, not necessarily. I think what Xiao Shan said makes sense. Murin Shan was startled, opened her mouth and looked at Lin Fan with an incredible expression. Murinzu's pretty face was also full of confusion, not understanding what Lin Fan meant. Lin Fan exhaled lightly and explained, think about it carefully. Before the doomsday, we humans evolved from animals. Now that the doomsday has broken out, it is very likely that the genes in our bodies have changed because of this. It is not impossible that animals evolve faster than humans, especially, there are only 300 or 400 golden monkeys here, but more than 30 have evolved, and 2 have reached level 2, not to mention the 1 in 10 probability of evolution, and the probability of evolving from level 1 to level 2 is about 1 in 15. Look at us humans, there are more than 300 or 400 people, how can there be more than 30 evolvers, not to mention 2 level 2 evolvers among more than 30 level 1 evolvers? After listening to Lin Fan's explanation, Murinzu and Murin Shen both felt as if they had suddenly realized something. Yes, brother Lin Fan, what you said is true. Although this group of golden monkeys is not very useful as a reference, it can also explain some problems from the side. The probability of our evolution is indeed lower than that of animals, and it is reasonable that the speed of evolution is not as fast as that of animals, Murin Shan said. Then the environment for us humans to survive in the doomsday will become even worse. It is already very difficult to deal with so many zombies, not to mention that we have to deal with animals whose evolution probability and speed are faster than ours. Murinzu's face became much more solemn, and said, the most important thing is that there are more animals than us humans. No one knows how many animals have evolved in this world now. At that time, it is entirely possible that animals will attack humans in large numbers. Yes, that's the truth. Lin Fan nodded and said, but we are facing the doomsday now. We must be prepared for any situation and any possibility. As long as we are strong enough, no matter how many zombies or animals there are, they will still not pose a threat to us. With a ring, Lin Fan is full of confidence in everything. He firmly believes that one day in the future, he will restore order to the entire earth. At least, it was he who made the order. While Lin Fan and the other 2 were talking in a low voice, the golden monkeys still stayed on the tree, and none of them noticed them. Soon, Murin Shan asked, brother Lin Fan, there are so many golden monkeys here. If we take action to deal with them, the others will be frightened and will probably run away, right? Chapter 192 Dealing with Golden Monkeys. The question raised by Murin Shan is indeed worth considering. However, Lin Fan shook his head and said, if we have more people, they may flee everywhere, but there are not many of us now, so they may not be afraid of us. It's just that when shooting, you can pay more attention. It would be best if they can attack us actively. It will be easier to deal with them in close combat. Hearing what Lin Fan said, Murinzu couldn't help but say, then we can attract them to engage in close combat at the beginning, and when we take down some of them and they are ready to flee, we can shoot them. Yes, that's what I mean. Lin Fan nodded. Brother Lin Fan, when should we start? Murin Shan asked. Lin Fan looked up at the situation on the tree, then retracted his gaze and said, put down the backpacks first. Golden monkeys are very flexible, and they will not gain any advantage if they fight with backpacks on their backs. The 3 put down their backpacks, and Lin Fan smiled faintly, saying, I'll test it first to see if they will take the initiative to attack us. Okay, Murinzu and Murin Shen both nodded. Lin Fan did not waste any time. He walked out from behind the tree, bent down to pick up a small stone from the ground, and threw it at a golden monkey on the tree. Swoosh! The small stone flew through the air, making a slight sound of breaking through the air, and unexpectedly hit the golden monkey. Although Lin Fan did not use much force, the golden monkey still felt a lot of pain when it hit the monkey. The golden monkey cried out in pain and immediately looked in the direction where the small stone flew from. Its cry naturally attracted the attention of the other golden monkeys in an instant. All the golden monkeys looked at Lin Fan and the other 2. The 2 second-level golden monkeys had a much higher IQ than ordinary golden monkeys. When they saw that there were only 3 people with Lin Fan, one of them raised his paw and made a sharp cry, as if issuing some order. After this order was issued, all the golden monkeys entered a state of excitement and began to become active on the tree. Lin Fan saw the scene and said, it seems that they think the 3 of us are not in great danger and are ready to attack us. Be careful. In addition, when dealing with the evolved golden monkeys, don't kill them. Only keep them alive to extract a mutagenic factor. Don't worry, Brother Lin Fan, we know that we will never kill them by mistake. Murong Shen almost patted her chest to guarantee. Well, get ready. Lin Fan smiled and nodded. As expected, after he finished speaking, the group of golden monkeys did take action and surrounded the three of them one by one. They moved very fast in the tree. If Lin Fan and the other two were ordinary people, they would definitely have to let them bully them. In less than 5 seconds, a golden monkey came to the three of them first. Moreover, the first one to come was the red-eyed golden monkey, which reached the first level. Lin Fan rushed forward, and the red-eyed golden monkey didn't realize that something was wrong until then. It seemed that Lin Fan was faster than it. It wanted to retreat, but at such a close distance and such a fast speed, it was too late. Lin Fan stretched out his hand and grabbed the left leg of the red-eyed golden monkey. The red-eyed golden monkey could not dodge, and its left leg was instantly caught in Lin Fan's hand. It waved its claws, ready to attack Lin Fan's arm so that Lin Fan would let go of its left leg. Unfortunately, its speed reaction was much slower than Lin Fan's. Before its claws could get close to Lin Fan's arm, Lin Fan's other hand swung over and hit it on the back of its head with a bang. Animals, like humans, are prone to falling into coma when the back of the head is attacked. Even if this golden monkey has evolved, it could not escape Lin Fan's attack and fainted immediately. Lin Fan's eyes flashed with a smile, and he threw the golden monkey on the ground without paying any attention to anything. The force of his attack was enough to make the golden monkey unconscious for at least 3 hours, and it would not take 3 hours to solve the current problem. While Lin Fan continued to fight with the other golden monkeys, Murong and Murong Shen also got entangled with the golden monkeys. Although these golden monkeys were very flexible, when they took the initiative to attack, Murong and Murong Shen did not need to run to the tree to fight them. They just needed to stand on the ground and wait for them to attack. Murong and Murong Shen also adopted Lin Fan's method and knocked out all the golden monkeys that approached. The two orange-eyed level 2 golden monkeys did not take any action and still stayed on the tree to watch. The two of them were like the king and queen, and the other golden monkeys were their subordinates. They would not easily attack until their subordinates were completely defeated. Time passed quickly, and after 20 minutes, more than 200 golden monkeys were lying on the ground. When Lin Fan and the other two took action, they did not think too much about some ordinary golden monkeys and directly wiped them out, but the three of them paid special attention to the red-eyed golden monkeys and kept everyone alive. At this point, the two orange-eyed golden monkeys realized the seriousness of the problem. They realized that Lin Fan and his two companions were not simple. If they continued like this, all the golden monkeys would be knocked down. However, when things got to this point, they would not be smart enough to retreat quickly. They just felt that they needed to take action themselves to defeat Lin Fan and his two companions. After all, they had the strength of a second-level evolver, so they still had the confidence they should have. Thinking of this, the two orange-eyed golden monkeys did not continue to wait and see. They looked at each other, jumped down from the branch at a very fast speed, and headed straight for Lin Fan and his two companions. The actions of the orange-eyed golden monkeys were naturally seen by Lin Fan. He raised the corner of his mouth, smiled, and said, "Those two can't hold back and want to attack us. Xiao Shan, your sister and I will deal with the two second-level golden monkeys, and you continue to deal with the rest." "Okay, Brother Lin Fan, no problem," Murong Shan responded. Now is the critical period for fighting the golden monkeys, and she must obey all of Lin Fan's arrangements. Then, Lin Fan looked at Murong and said, "Be careful. If you can't handle it, just delay it. I'll come to help you after I deal with it." Both golden monkeys have reached level 2. Although Murong is only a little short of level 2, she has never crossed the threshold. He doesn't need Murong to defeat one directly, as long as Murong can delay it. "Yet, I know." Murong nodded without refutation. Chapter 193 A bit difficult. Although Murong was confident in her own strength, she also knew that the second-level evolvers were not so easy to deal with, and she had to do it within her ability. If Lin Fan was distracted by her situation, it would be very likely to affect the entire plan. This was not the situation she wanted to see. The two orange-eyed golden monkeys quickly rushed to Lin Fan and the other two. Lin Fan gave Murong a look, and Murong understood and rushed forward with Lin Fan. Lin Fan dealt with the orange-eyed golden monkey on the left, and Murinzu dealt with the orange-eyed golden monkey on the right. The battle between the two sides immediately began fiercely. "You are all mine." Murinzu glanced at the rest of the golden monkeys, clenched her jade hands into fists, and waved encouragingly, and continued to deal with the rest of the golden monkeys. What she had to do was to ensure that Lin Fan and Murinzu would not be disturbed. There were only 5 red-eyed golden monkeys left, and although there were more than 100 ordinary ones, they were no match for Murin-shan. Murin-shan's stats all reached 6, plus she had the long sword forged by Old Wing in her hand, so the rest of the golden monkeys could not pose any threat to Murin-shan. It was only a matter of time for Murin-shan to deal with them. Of course, at this time, the 2 orange-eyed golden monkeys had come over, so Murin-shan no longer had to worry about scaring them away by hitting them too hard, as Lin Fan and Murinzu would definitely not give them a chance to escape. Therefore, when she attacked, she would not be restrained, and the solution would be faster. Murinzu's side was her first time fighting against a level 2 evolved creature, and she truly experienced that the strength of a level 2 evolved creature was indeed much stronger than that of a level 1 evolved creature. As Lin Fan said, even if the stats were 7, which was only one step away from level 2, the stat 8 was still level 2 and did not belong to the level 1 category, and the gap between the two was quite large. To put it more bluntly, a person with stats of 6, perhaps with rich combat experience, could very likely defeat a person with stats of 7. But for a person with a stat of 7, it will be much more difficult to defeat a person with a stat of 8. This gap cannot be made up by rich combat experience alone. Just like the previous battle between Lin Fan and Hujayaki, Hujayaki is a second-level evolver and Lin Fan is a first-level evolver. Even though the stats are not much different, Lin Fan's rich combat experience is not enough. He must add the weapons forged by Old Wang to tie with Hujayaki. Now Murinzu is dealing with the orange-eyed golden monkey alone, and this feeling makes her feel more real and more appropriate. However, she chose to follow Lin Fan's arrangement and did not want to defeat the orange-eyed golden monkey in front of her. She just dealt with and delayed the orange-eyed golden monkey. Although her strength was not enough to defeat it, it would not be a big problem to hold back the orange-eyed golden monkey. When Lin Fan fought with the orange-eyed golden monkey, he did not even use the halberd. On the one hand, he felt that it was unnecessary to use the halberd. On the other hand, he had just become a second-level evolver and wanted to feel how strong the real power of a second-level evolver was. The orange-eyed golden monkey he was dealing with actually had a strength and speed data of 9, and only the reaction data was 8. The one Murinzu was dealing with had strength, speed, and reaction data of 8. Murinzu herself had not become a second-level evolver. If she was asked to deal with a stronger one, it would obviously lead to a big change in the situation. As time went on, the orange-eyed golden monkey found that it was not easy to deal with Lin Fan. Every time it attacked Lin Fan, it was either blocked by Lin Fan or dodged. In short, it never attacked Lin Fan. Lin Fan was also looking for an opportunity. He couldn't kill the orange-eyed golden monkey directly. He had to control it or knock it out, so that he could extract the effective mutagenic factor. The battle between the two sides lasted about 7 or 8 minutes. Lin Fan's eyes focused and finally found a suitable opportunity. He clenched his palm into a fist, and took advantage of the moment when he avoided the attack of the orange-eyed golden monkey to punch back. The power and speed of this punch clearly exerted Lin Fan's limit. Due to the distance, the orange-eyed golden monkey knew it couldn't dodge, so it could only wave its 2 claws to resist. Bang! As expected, Lin Fan's fist collided with the orange-eyed golden monkey's claws, and a dull sound was heard. Just as the orange-eyed golden monkey was about to retract its claws, Lin Fan rushed forward, faster than the orange-eyed golden monkey, and came in front of the orange-eyed golden monkey. Then, Lin Fan stretched out his hands and hugged the orange-eyed golden monkey's arms tightly. The orange-eyed golden monkey wanted to break free, but couldn't. Lin Fan's strength was all poured into his hands, not giving the orange-eyed golden monkey any chance. The next moment, Lin Fan's mouth corners slightly raised, his right hand clenched into a fist, and he went around to the back of the orange-eyed golden monkey's head like lightning. Bang! A punch was thrown, hitting the back of the orange-eyed golden monkey's head. The orange-eyed golden monkey felt dizzy, and in the blink of an eye, it fainted. It's really a bit difficult to deal with. Looking at the orange-eyed golden monkey lying on the ground without any movement, Lin Fan sighed slightly in his heart. The orange-eyed golden monkey has a very fast reaction and speed. In addition, there are many trees here. Once it has the opportunity to escape to the trees, it may not be possible to deal with it. Therefore, at the beginning, Lin Fan could only continue to consume the energy of the orange-eyed golden monkey, and wait until it was almost consumed, and then find the right opportunity to take it down in one fell swoop. After knocking down the orange-eyed golden monkey, Lin Fan did not waste time and looked at Shan. Just as he imagined, Shan had no problem dealing with the other golden monkeys. Since Shan had no problem, he only needed to deal with the one that Zhu was dealing with. With a step, Lin Fan rushed in the direction of Zhu. The orange-eyed golden monkey that Zhu was dealing with naturally saw that its partner had been knocked to the ground by Lin Fan. Although it couldn't feel whether its partner was alive or dead, it knew that its partner was stronger than it was. Even its partner was no match for Lin Fan. If Lin Fan came over with Zhu to fight it together, it would definitely not be able to defeat Lin Fan and Zhu. It knew very well that it couldn't stay any longer. Even if the team suffered heavy losses, it had to leave, otherwise it would have no chance to leave. Thinking of this, it didn't hesitate at all. After repelling Zhu, it turned around, jumped onto the tree, and used its hands and feet to leave at a very agile speed. Chapter 194. No need to look for it. This golden monkey is very smart. It knows that if it continues to stay and fight in this situation, it will definitely be quickly captured by Lin Fan and Zhu. Even if its IQ cannot be compared with that of humans, it still deeply understands this point. Therefore, at this time, it can only choose to escape and cannot give Lin Fan and Zhu a chance. The reaction of this orange-eyed golden monkey surprised Lin Fan a little. He didn't expect it to think of escaping at the first time. Lin Fan's eyes flashed, and he reached out to touch his waist and took out the pistol. Then he aimed at the body of the orange-eyed golden monkey and pulled the trigger. The gunshot sounded and the bullet flew out. The orange-eyed golden monkey moved very fast. The bullet did not hit it, but hit the tree, making a dent in the tree. Lin Fan was not disappointed with this result. In any case, the speed data of this orange-eyed golden monkey reached 8. In addition, there are many trees here. It is their territory. It is normal for a shot to miss. Dodging the attack of the bullet, the orange-eyed golden monkey continued to flee, running away frantically in the direction of Lin Fan and the other two. Although it didn't know that the thing in Lin Fan's hand was called a pistol, it knew that it must not be hit by that thing, otherwise it would not be able to leave here. Lin Fan chased along the ground, his eyes always on the orange-eyed golden monkey, shooting from time to time. Bang! 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 3 consecutive gunshots spread out, 3 bullets, 1 hit the tree on the left of the orange-eyed golden monkey, 1 hit the tree on the right of the orange-eyed golden monkey, and another rubbed along the hair of the orange-eyed golden monkey, just a little bit away from hitting. Of course, this is not to say that Lin Fan's shooting skills are not good, but when he shot the orange-eyed golden monkey, he couldn't kill the orange-eyed golden monkey directly, and he had to keep the orange-eyed golden monkey alive. If he could kill it, then he would have had the opportunity to hit the orange-eyed golden monkey's head just now, and directly blow its head off. Lin Fan continued to chase the orange-eyed golden monkey. He wanted to shoot the bullet on the orange-eyed golden monkey's leg so that the orange-eyed golden monkey could not escape. Bang! Bang! 2 more bullets flew out, still brushing the orange-eyed golden monkey's fur at this time. Lin Fan had chased for about a kilometer. Lin Fan looked forward and saw that the trees in front were not so dense and the branches and leaves were not so lush. A smile flashed in his eyes. The opportunity is in front. The orange-eyed golden monkey did not dare to retreat. After all, Lin Fan was chasing it relentlessly. If it retreated, it would shorten the distance between it and Lin Fan, which would give Lin Fan more opportunities to hide it. Therefore, even though it also noticed that the trees in front were not so dense, it could only bite the bullet and continue to move forward. Originally, it was very familiar with this area and could have avoided it before, but Lin Fan's relentless pursuit made it not think so much for a while, so it came to this area. Bang! Lin Fan pulled the trigger and the 7th bullet flew out. This bullet, as expected by Lin Fan, hit the orange-eyed golden monkey's leg steadily. Although the orange-eyed golden monkey has reached the 2nd level, it does not have the defensive attributes like Lin Fan. The bullet was so powerful that it instantly penetrated the bones in its calf. The pain from the distance made it scream in pain, and then its feet could not bear the force, and its whole body quickly fell to the ground. The orange-eyed golden monkey fell to the ground in an instant, with blood flowing from its calf. It still wanted to escape, but Lin Fan would not give it any chance. He rushed to it and grabbed it. Lin Fan took a look at it, and without hesitation, he clenched his palm into a fist and punched it on the head, knocking it unconscious. After fainting, it did not feel any pain, which might be a better result for it. Lin Fan held the orange-eyed golden monkey in one hand, identified the direction, and walked back. Murinzu knew that Lin Fan was going to chase the orange-eyed golden monkeys. She was not worried that Lin Fan would encounter any danger. After all, she knew how strong Lin Fan was. The more powerful orange-eyed golden monkey was dealt with by Lin Fan, not to mention this one that was not so powerful. So, when Lin Fan went to chase, she and Mutigen dealt with the rest of the golden monkeys. These golden monkeys were also very smart. Seeing that their leaders had run away, they also did not want to fight and started to run away. At this time, Mutigen's ability as a sharpshooter could be well utilized. Holding two pistols in both hands, she kept pulling the triggers. Bullets flew out one after another, and golden monkeys fell from the trees one after another. Yes, when Mutigen practiced shooting, she practiced with both hands, not just one hand. With the joint efforts of Murinzu and Mutigen, only a dozen of the remaining golden monkeys escaped. Forget it, Xiao Shan, don't chase them, let them go. Murinzu saw that Mutigen was going to chase the dozen or so monkeys that had escaped, and hurriedly spoke out to stop them. Sister, why don't you chase them? They can't escape. If I didn't have only two hands and couldn't shoot in time, they would have all died just now, Mutigen said. She was telling the truth. Even though she was a sharpshooter, she only had two hands to shoot, and could only shoot 2 bullets each time to kill 2 golden monkeys. In such a short time, being able to keep so many golden monkeys was enough to show that her level was very strong. Murinzu's beautiful eyes flickered, and she said, if we want to kill them, they will definitely not be able to escape after chasing them, but there is no need for us to do this, because the dozen golden monkeys that escaped are all ordinary golden monkeys, and all the evolved golden monkeys are left behind by us. Murinzu carefully observed that the golden monkeys that escaped were indeed ordinary golden monkeys. Their goal was to obtain the mutagenic factor, which does not exist in ordinary golden monkeys. It was obviously not worth wasting time on meaningless things. Moreover, Lin Fan had not returned yet. If the two sisters left, Lin Fan would come back and find that they were not there, and he might go looking for them, which would waste more time. The forest was too vast, and it was entirely possible that they could not find each other. Hearing Murinzu say this, Mutigen nodded obediently and said, that's true. Ordinary golden monkeys will run away if they run away. There is no point in chasing them. As she spoke, Mutigen looked in the direction where Lin Fan had just left and said, Sister, brother Lin Fan went over there. Should we go look for him? No need to look for him. We just need to wait for him to come back here, Murinzu said. As soon as the voice fell, Lin Fan's figure appeared in their sight. Chapter 195 Extraction completed. Lin Fan walked back quickly with the orange-eyed golden monkey in his hand. Brother Lin Fan, why did you take so long? Mutigen asked jokingly. There are too many trees here, too many obstructions. This golden monkey is very smart and fast. It knows how to use trees to block bullets. I always chased it to a place with fewer trees before finding the right opportunity, Lin Fan said with a smile. Brother Lin Fan, next time you should let me, a sharpshooter, handle this kind of thing, Mutigen chuckled. Haha, okay, I'll leave it to you next time. I forgot about it just now, Lin Fan nodded. In fact, he didn't forget about Mutigen just now, but the orange-eyed golden monkey was very fast and responsive. If Mutigen was asked to shoot it, it would most likely let the orange-eyed golden monkey escape. Just now, a dozen ordinary golden monkeys ran away, and we didn't chase them. Murinzu looked at Lin Fan and said, it's okay. Ordinary golden monkeys run away. There is no point in chasing them. It is easy for us to get separated. It is wise not to chase them. Lin Fan smiled lightly. Brother Lin Fan, it seems that you and my sister have the same idea, Mutigen added. Lin Fan smiled slightly. He was quite impressed with Murinzu's ability in all aspects. Then, she glanced at the ground, glanced at the bodies of the golden monkeys, and said, the gunshots just now may attract zombies. I will extract a mutagenic factor first. You should pay attention to the surroundings. The place where the golden monkeys stayed was a relatively safe place. There were no zombies around. But after the gunshots just now spread, the zombies were likely to be attracted. Although they were not afraid of zombies, it was always good to watch. The most important thing was that Murinzu and Murinshan did not understand the operation of extracting mutagenic factors, so Lin Fan had to do it himself. Okay, you can extract it with confidence, and leave the surroundings to us, Murinzu nodded lightly. Murinshan also nodded. Lin Fan did not delay and walked to his backpack. He put the orange-eyed golden monkey on the ground first, then unzipped the backpack and took out the syringe he had prepared before. After expelling the air from the syringe, Lin Fan did not hesitate at all and first stabbed the orange-eyed golden monkey next to him and began to extract the mutagenic factors in its body. This was his first time to extract mutagenic factors from a second-level evolved animal, and he found an obvious problem. That is, the extraction process would be more difficult than extracting from a first-level evolved animal. The extraction speed was very slow and could only be carried out slowly. However, it was completely possible to feel that the extracted mutagenic factors were much more pure. This meant that when the evolved person was created, as he guessed, he could not only create one evolved person, but it was very likely that he could create 2 or even 3 evolved people. In short, all this would only be known after he personally verified it. After a while, the syringe in Lin Fan's hand was full. He held the syringe, a smile flashed in his eyes, and without saying much, he put the syringe back into his backpack and took out another unused syringe. After extracting the mutagenic factors from the orange-eyed golden monkey, Lin Fan began to extract the mutagenic factors from other golden monkeys. Roar! Roar! Suddenly, the roar of zombies came from all around. Brother Lin Fan, just keep doing your work. My sister and I won't let these things bother you. Murinshan's beautiful eyes glanced at the approaching zombies, then looked at Lin Fan and said. Just as Lin Fan said, the gunshots did attract zombies after they spread. There were human zombies and zombies. However, since this is a forest, zombies are the main ones, and the number is probably several hundred. Hearing Murinshan's voice, Lin Fan looked at Murinshan, then looked at Murinzu next to him, nodded and warned, okay, you guys be careful, don't be careless. He had used the ring to read the data of the zombies and zombies approaching. There were evolved ones, but there were no level 2 ones. There were no more than 10 level 1 ones. Such a lineup would definitely not be a problem for Murinzu and Murinshan. The moment Lin Fan finished speaking, Murinzu and Murinshan did not hesitate at all. The two sisters looked at each other, holding long swords in their hands, and rushed into the group of corpses. Sister, write down the number of your kills. I want to compete with you again, Murinshan said. Okay, Murinzu responded. Although such a competition does not have much meaning, Murinshan wants to use this method to motivate herself, so it makes no sense for her as a sister not to cooperate. Murinshan's strength has improved, and she will be much more assured. The two sisters rushed into the group of corpses with long swords in their hands, just like a wolf entering a flock of sheep, completely presenting a one-sided suppression. Those zombies and corpse-transformed animals are not the opponents of the two sisters at all, and they all died under the long swords. After about 7 or 8 minutes, the corpses that heard the noise and came over all lay on the ground without any movement. Sister, how many did you kill? Murinshan asked impatiently as soon as the battle ended. 198, how about you? Murinzu asked back after she finished speaking. Then you killed more than me. I only killed 170, Murinshan said helplessly. 170, Lin Fan's voice spread. It's already very good to be able to do this in such a short time. Brother Lin Fan, don't comfort me. I know there's still a lot of gap. Murinshan curled her lips. This is not comforting. Lin Fan shook his head and smiled, saying, you should know that there is a certain gap between you and your sister in terms of data. What's more, you are best at using guns, the ability of a sharpshooter, and your sister can't compare with you. Murinzu also looked at Murinshan and said dotingly, if you are better than me in everything, then won't I become a drag on you? Lin Fan, sister, I said that jokingly. My sister is better than me, of course I am happy. Murinshan laughed smartly. Lin Fan smiled again and said, there are still 10 red-eyed golden monkeys whose mutagenic factors have not been extracted. You two should take a rest first. We will leave here after the extraction is completed. Murinzu and Murinshan have been in a state of battle from the beginning until now, and basically have not rested. Lin Fan still feels a little distressed. Okay, brother Lin Fan, then you continue to extract the mutagenic factors, and we can sit on the ground and rest for a while, Murinshan replied. After working for so long, She was indeed a little tired. The two sisters sat on the ground to rest, and Lin Fan continued to extract the mutagenic factors. When the mutagenic factor in the last red-eyed golden monkey was extracted, Lin Fan said, "Okay, everything is extracted, let's go." Chapter 196 No Feeling. Brother Lin Fan, where should we go now? Murin Shan asked curiously. Let's continue to go in the direction of the mountains. There will definitely be more animals in the mountains, and the possibility of encountering evolved animals will be greater. Lin Fan smiled faintly. Animals like golden monkeys that are active in trees are a minority after all, and most animals tend to run on the ground. If these animals running on the ground do not have corpse transformation, then the chance of survival in the mountains will naturally be much greater. So many mutagenic factors can be collected in this forest. Lin Fan can imagine that they will definitely have a rich harvest when they enter the mountains. By the way, Lin Fan, the backpack contains mutagenic factors, and the syringe is easy to break. If we continue to go to the mountains, should we take the backpack to the car first? Muringzu asked. She was worried that the mutagenic factors she collected with great difficulty would be damaged if she put them in the backpack. That would be a pity. Yes, Brother Lin Fan, we are going to the mountains to train, and it is indeed easy to damage the backpack with mutagenic factors. Murin Shan nodded. Lin Fan glanced at Muringzu and Murin Shan and said, although the RV is parked in a relatively hidden place, there is still a chance that it will be discovered. We put the mutagenic factor in the RV. If the RV is discovered, someone might try to take it away, and then we will be left with nothing. Carrying the mutagenic factor with you does have the risk of it breaking, but we are always watching it, which is better than leaving it in the RV and not knowing it was taken away by someone, so, you should continue to carry it with you and don't put it in the RV. Lin Fan's words made Muringzu and Murin Shan suddenly realize. Muringzu nodded and said, you are right. Although carrying it with you has the risk of it breaking, it is definitely better than losing everything. Well, just carry it with you. I will pay attention. Lin Fan smiled and said, okay, let's go. Let's go to another place to eat something. The three of them did not waste time and continued to walk along the forest towards the mountain range. On the other side, a group of people were staying in a gravel area. This group of people, without a doubt, are Zhuang Lishan, Li Zihan and others who appeared halfway up the mountain. They just got rid of a group of zombie animals and happened to sit down in this gravel area to rest. Li Zihan sat alone on a stone, looking at the forest below the Mimao Mountains. The people in the RV should have gone to the forest, right? Li Zihan thought secretly in his heart. Perhaps it was because women have a keen sixth sense. She always felt that the people in the RV were in the forest. Although it was only the first time she saw the RV, the shadow of the RV appeared in her mind from time to time, and she thought about it many times. It seemed that she had a real feeling that she would definitely meet the people in the RV. Zihan, what are you thinking about? After listening to the report of some news, Zhuang Lishan looked at Li Zihan, and found that Li Zihan looked thoughtful, so he walked over and asked. Li Zihan didn't even look at Zhuang Lishan, and replied indifferently, nothing. Zhuang Lishan was already accustomed to Li Zihan's cold attitude. He also looked in the direction of the forest. But he didn't know that Li Zihan was thinking about the RV. Zihan, I want to ask you something. I wonder if you can answer me truthfully. Zhuang Lishan was silent for a while before asking. It depends on what you are asking. Li Zihan still had a cold attitude. Moreover, there was nothing wrong with her answer. If Zhuang Lishan asked about irrelevant matters, then it would not affect anything whether she answered truthfully or not. But if Zhuang Lishan asked about some major matters, then she would naturally have to consider it carefully. What's more, Zhuang Lishan asked about private matters. She couldn't answer truthfully, right? Although Zhuang Lishan might not be so bored, it doesn't mean that this possibility does not exist. Zhuang Lishan nodded and said, I want to ask you, we have known each other for such a long time, don't you have any feelings for me at all? Li Zihan was slightly startled. She didn't expect that Zhuang Lishan wanted to ask this. Because, in her impression, Zhuang Lishan is the kind of person who loves face. If he asks this kind of a question and is rejected, wouldn't it be very embarrassing? At this time, Zhuang Lishan asked it directly. She didn't understand what Zhuang Lishan was thinking. However, facing such a question, she would not be vague and said, yes, no feelings. I said that we can only be ordinary friends, not lovers. Hearing this answer, even though Zhuang Lishan had already prepared himself mentally, a haze flashed in the depths of his eyes, but this haze was not noticed by Li Zihan. After all, When Li Zihan answered this question, he did not look at Zhuang Lishan, and his eyes were still looking at the forest connected below the mountains. Zhuang Lishan is not an ordinary person. He can quickly control his emotions. His eyes flashed and he said, Zihan, you should know what it means for our two families to be united. Whether you like me or not, we should consider the future of our two families. The Zhuang family was a large family before and after the Doomsday outbreak, and its strength was quite strong. The same is true for the Li family. If these two families join forces, there is no doubt that they will be able to move to a higher level. And if you want the two families to join forces, the simplest and most direct way is to let Zhuang Lishan and Li Zihan get married, and the two families will form a family relationship. Zhuang Lishan, I'll tell you again, my family is my family, I am me. I will not become a victim of my family's interests, and you don't have to tell me that the two families will develop better if they join forces. That's not what I want to consider, Li Zihan replied very seriously. She has never considered such a marriage. Her life and her marriage will never be compromised because of this. She wants to live the life she wants, instead of having her family arrange everything for her. Zhuang Lishan didn't expect Li Zihan to be so resolute. Although he was very angry, he didn't show any dissatisfaction on the surface. He smiled and nodded, saying, Zihan, don't be angry. I just said that. I didn't mean anything else. If you don't want our two families to marry, then we won't marry. We can just continue to be friends. As he said that, Zhuang Lishan glanced to the side and said, I'll go and discuss the arrangements with him. After he finished speaking, he didn't wait for Li Zihan to answer anything, but turned around and walked over. However, the moment he turned around, his face had completely darkened. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 197 Obey Twice. Li Zihan, this is your own choice, so don't blame me for being ruthless. Zhuang Lishan had an evil thought in his heart. He asked Li Zihan that question just now, not because he didn't know how Li Zihan felt and how he treated him, but because he wanted to confirm it one last time. If Li Zihan had hesitated when answering, he would not have taken the measures in his mind. But Li Zihan's answer just now was completely telling him that there was no hope. Since there was no hope, he didn't need to think about it anymore. He decided to find an opportunity to take Li Zihan down here. Anyway, most of the people here came with their Zhuang family, and only two were from the Li family. If Li Zihan was taken down by force, with Li Zihan's character, he would definitely not think of death. In other words, let Li Zihan get pregnant directly, which would be like cooking the rice. Whether Li Zihan agreed or not, there was no other choice. However, to accomplish this, he still had to find the people from their Zhuang family to negotiate the most perfect solution. The people of the Zhuang family all hoped that the Zhuang family and the Li family can form an alliance. The people of the Zhuang family will definitely support this kind of thing. After coming over, Zhuang Lishan called a few brave and resourceful people of the Zhuang family to the side to discuss. After listening to Zhuang Lishan's ideas, one of them said, Master, doing this is equivalent to completely breaking off relations with the Li family. If the Li family stands on Li Zihan's side, they may go to war with our family. I don't agree with you. Without waiting for Zhuang Lishan to speak, another person shook his head and said, the Li family itself also wants to join forces with our family, but they respect Li Zihan's opinion more. But if this kind of thing becomes un fait accompli, even if Li Zihan opposes it in every way and asks the Li family to ask our family for an explanation, the Li family will not go to war with our family for Li Zihan. Don't you think about how much impact it will cause if our two families go to war? By then, both sides will suffer losses, and it will not benefit either family at all. After this person finished speaking, the third person spoke again. Yes, our two families will not go to war easily. The damage caused by doing so is too great, and it may give other forces an opportunity to take advantage of it. As he spoke, he looked at Zhuang Lishan and said, Young master, I support your approach. Since Li Zihan is unwilling to marry you openly, let her know that our Zhuang family is not easy to mess with. When she becomes your woman, her ideas will slowly change. After listening to what the three people said, Zhuang Lishan nodded slightly, then glanced at Uncle Liu who had been silent, and asked, Uncle Liu, what do you think? Uncle Liu has a certain status in the Zhuang family and is highly valued by Old Master Liu. This time Zhuang Lishan came out for training and arranged for Uncle Liu to follow him. From this, we can see how worried old Master Liu is about Zhuang Lishan. Hearing this, Uncle Liu glanced in the direction of Li Zihan and said, "Master, are you 100% sure that if you two develop normally, it is absolutely impossible for you to be together?" "Yes." Zhuang Lishan nodded seriously and said, "I was not 100% sure before, but now, I am indeed 100% sure that if we develop normally, Li Zihan will never be with me. In this case, then I also support your decision, Master. Although a forced melon is not sweet, it must be forced at this time. Only by winning over the Li family can our family's position be better consolidated and can we develop faster." Uncle Liu expressed his attitude. "Uncle Liu, let's discuss now what we should do." With the support of Uncle Liu, Zhuang Lishan had no worries and even his mood became much better. Uncle Liu narrowed his eyes and said, "What we did will definitely cause the two people in the Li family to strongly resist. They must be on Li Zihan's side. It is impossible for Li Zihan to escape from us. The key lies in how to deal with those two people." "Uncle Liu, what is your opinion?" Zhuang Lishan asked. "Two methods, either kill them or suppress them," Uncle Liu said lightly. "Uncle Liu, if you kill them, will it be too much? I think it's enough to suppress them. After all, those two people are also powerful figures in the Li family. Killing them may intensify the conflict between the two families," one person said. "Of course I understand that they are powerful figures in the Li family. What I mean is that if you can suppress them, suppress them. If they resist too much and it is difficult to suppress them, then you can only kill them directly," Uncle Liu pondered. "Yes, just do it according to what Uncle Liu said." Zhuang Lishan nodded, and agreed very much with the opinion given by Uncle Liu. When he came out before, his family said that he would let Uncle Liu follow him, so that he would feel more at ease. He was a little resistant to this arrangement, thinking that if he came out to experience with Uncle Liu, he would not be so comfortable. However, now he felt that with an experienced person like Uncle Liu, that would be the most helpful. "Master, when do you plan to start?" Uncle Liu asked. "Tonight," Zhuang Lishan said. In fact, he really wanted to hold Li Zihan under him and clean him up now, but it was still broad daylight and there was no shelter around, so it was not convenient to clean up. That's why he planned to postpone it until the evening. Hearing what Zhuang Lishan said, Uncle Liu shook his head and said, "Master, I don't recommend tonight." "Oh. Uncle Liu, why?" Zhuang Lishan asked curiously. "The area we are in tonight is not very safe. I suggest we take it easy. Anyway, they are all with us and there is no possibility of running away. It's not too late to take action when we find a safe area," Uncle Liu analyzed. "Things need to be done, but their safety still needs to be guaranteed, otherwise if they are in danger, it will be too much of a loss." Uncle Liu is right. They are with us now. Sooner or later, there will be a chance. We can't ignore our safety. Zhuang Lishan listened to Uncle Liu's advice again. Seeing Zhuang Lishan obey twice, Uncle Liu also felt proud, thinking secretly, it seems that the young master is not that kind of dandy. In the future, the banker will be handed over to the young master, and the banker will surely continue to grow and develop. He himself does not belong to the banker, and he must have a good relationship with the banker to enjoy more benefits. Since Zhuang Lishan is a plastic talent, he naturally has to have a good relationship with Zhuang Lishan. In this way, after Zhuang Lishan takes the helm of the banker, he can continue to gain benefits from the banker. Chapter 198, Noticing Something is Wrong. Being able to guard Li Zihan in such a dangerous environment, Li Zihan's two followers, even if they were not top-notch smart people, were not stupid either. They soon discovered that something was wrong with the atmosphere around them. "Do you feel that there are too many people around us today?" "What do you mean by too many?" "These are the same people as usual. There is no change at all. It's just that I feel like I see them more often, and they often secretly look at us." "I feel so too. I feel like I'm being treated as a thief. It feels very wrong." "Could it be that something happened between the young lady and Master Zhuang?" "No, I have to talk to the young lady. I have to talk to the Zhuang family about it." After a moment, Li Zihan's face became very serious after listening to the words of the people around her. She was not nervous, but said seriously, "What are you afraid of? Our Li family is not so easy to mess with. Although he brought a lot of people from the Zhuang family this time, if something happens to me, can Zhuang Lishan afford it?" "Young lady, you must be on guard against others, not to mention at a time like this. Although my Li family is indeed powerful, if something really happens in this wilderness, The people in the family will not be able to support us in time. After Li Zihan thought for a while, she still insisted on her opinion. Okay, I will pay attention. You go down and rest first. Don't tire yourself out, otherwise how can you protect me? Hearing this obviously perfunctory but caring voice, the follower could only sigh secretly. He could only be more cautious. If there's really something wrong, he will take Li Zihan away even at the risk of his life. Murin Shan's shooting skills are improving very fast, but Lin Fan does not plan to let Murin Shan continue to practice shooting skills today. Although Murin Shan's ability is a sharpshooter, close combat cannot be completely abandoned. When the bullets are used up, it cannot become a burden. Brother Lin Fan, this monkey is too agile. I can't hit it without a gun. Not to mention killing it. It's okay, you don't need to kill it, you just need to save your life under their attack. Look, how good I am to you. There are so many zombie monkeys, but I only let 2 deal with you. Isn't that good enough for you? Murin Zhu watched from the side and cheered for Murin Shan. Zio Shan, you have to cheer up. Just hold on for 10 minutes. If you really can't hold on, I will help you. If it were an ordinary monkey, of course it would not be possible to make Murin Shan too embarrassed, but these 2 monkeys were specially put in by Lin Fan. Among the zombie monkeys, you can be considered powerful. This training process is not too long, just to train Murin Shan's reaction ability so that she can have a higher self-protection ability when going to more dangerous places. Haha, Xiangshan, you are still pretty good. These monkeys didn't hurt you in 10 minutes, humph. Brother Lin Fan, it's finally over, let me rest. Rest? There is no time for you to rest. The enemy will not give up looking for you after you get rid of them. Next, let's change to another area to continue to improve our strength. The zombie monkeys in the current area have been almost cleared out, and it is necessary to change places to find new zombie monkeys. In addition to improving strength this time, Lin Fan has not forgotten the main goal. Extract more mutagenic factors. Let more people in his base become evolvers, make the base stronger, and gather to save more humans. Zhuang Lishan is very happy today, with a full smile on his face, because today is going to take action. Zihan, should we go deeper today? There is a sense of double meaning in Zhuang Lishan's words, which always makes people want to go deeper to explore. Go deeper? It will be dangerous, right? Li Zihan naturally didn't hear the other meanings in Zhuang Lishan's words. She just wanted to look deeper to see if there was any dangerous place. She came to experience, not to die. Don't worry, there are so many of us. What kind of danger can we encounter? Except for the brainless zombies, anyone with a little IQ will run away when they see us. Zhuang Lishan's idea is very simple. Continue to go deeper. There is a very steep area inside. It is best to take action in that area, because even the evolvers will find it difficult to escape there. Li Zihan herself is not scary, but the scary thing is that there are 2 followers with her. It is very difficult to suppress them and prevent them from escaping. The only advantage of Zhuang Lishan and his team is that they have a large number of people. In a steep place, they can play this advantage even more. It is not easy to suppress Li Zihan's 2 followers. There is no difficulty at all. Unless, Li Zihan's 2 followers don't want to die. Although there are reminders from the followers, Li Zihan really doesn't take it to heart. Since she is here to improve her strength, how can she make great progress without experiencing some dangers? She nodded and agreed immediately. Okay, you lead the way. The smile on Zhuang Lishan's face became even brighter. This plan went too smoothly. At the same time, he also had a feeling of anger in his heart. The reason why it was so smooth was that he was too good to Li Zihan, so good that Li Zihan would not consider too much when he made suggestions. But he paid so much, what did he get? He got nothing. This made him more determined to take action today. The steep area of Pingwu Mountain. As a tourist attraction, no matter what kind of scenery it is, as long as it is special, it can become a scenic spot for people to watch. This steep area is a road carved out of the rock wall. The width of this road is not too wide, only a little over 1 meter. If 2 people want to drive away together, it will seem a bit crowded. Below the steep area is one of the monkeys' habitats. Those who come to Pingwu Mountain for tourism must come to this place to take a look. Not only can they experience the steepness of the mountain, but they can also look down on the monkeys from a high place at one time. However, this time when I came here, what I saw was not the warm picture of monkeys snuggling together in the past. Instead, it was a scene where zombie monkeys, after smelling the smell of humans, climbed frantically on the rocks and wanted to attack people. Such a scene, in such a steep place, seemed to make people feel even more panicked. Zihan, do you think this place is okay? The terrain here is so steep. As long as we guard the passage, those monkeys can't attack. If there are still monkeys that can attack in such a place, they must not be ordinary monkeys. Zhuang Lishan said this, and walked forward with Li Zihan. Before and after Zhuang Lishan and Li Zihan came forward, Zhuang Lishan's men immediately stepped forward and blocked Li Zihan's followers behind. Feeling that it was not good, Li Zihan's followers shouted, "Miss!" Chapter 199 Chasing to the Mountain. Another person besides Zhu Bingquan said, "That's right. You are so thick-skinned that you can't even show shame." Hearing this, Liu Zhang's face showed a trace of anger, and he said, "I think you are not willing to accept my toast and want to drink the wine for punishment." While speaking, Liu Zhang waved his hand and said, "If you dare to insult me like this, don't blame me for being rude. Take them down." Yes, the 6 evolvers from the banker immediately nodded in response, and then without any delay, they rushed forward to attack Zhu Bingquan and the other 2. "Miss! Run!" Seeing this, Zhu Bingquan didn't care about anything else first, but shouted at the top of his voice. The 2 of them could get into trouble, but Li Zihan must not get into trouble. After the shouting fell, Zhu Bingquan and the other 2 fought with the 6 people from the banker's side. They were all evolvers of the same level. As long as nothing unexpected happened, Zhu Bingquan and the other 2 would never be able to reverse the situation and defeat the 6 people from the banker's side. Zhu Bingquan and the other 2 knew this situation, the people from the banker's side knew it, and Li Zihan also knew it very well. The most important thing is that this road is very narrow. After being blocked by Liu Zhang and others below, if Li Zihan wants to escape, he can only run to the mountain. The mountain is a dead end. If you run to the top of the mountain, it is the end. If you want to run again, you have to jump off the cliff. This is the biggest problem facing Li Zihan. Master, Liu Zhang glanced at Li Zihan, whose face kept changing, and then looked at Zhuang Lishan and said. Reminded by Liu Zhang, Zhuang Lishan nodded slightly, his eyes fixed on Li Zihan. The greed in his eyes has been exposed without any concealment. Before, he had to hide his inner thoughts, but now he doesn't need to hide them anymore. He can't wait to pounce on Li Zihan and take off all the clothes on Li Zihan. Zihan, I gave you the opportunity to choose, but you don't know how to cherish it, so don't blame me for being cruel. Zhuang Lishan's face showed a ferocious smile. Zhuang Lishan, you will regret it, Li Zihan said coldly. Maybe, Zhuang Lishan nodded and said, but that's not what I need to consider now. I don't care about the consequences. I just know that today, you will become my woman. Li Zihan was extremely angry at Zhuang Lishan's straightforward words. But she knew that it was useless to be angry now. Now she had to solve the current dilemma. Master, don't waste time, Liu Zhang urged. Okay. Do it. Zhuang Lishan nodded again, and then walked quickly towards Li Zihan. Li Zihan's beautiful eyes condensed, and without any delay, she turned around and ran up the mountain. Although the mountain was a cliff and there was no other way to go, she really had no better choice at the moment. If she didn't run up the mountain, she would directly face Zhuang Lishan, Liu Zhang and others. Zhuang Lishan and her strength were comparable, not to mention that Liu Zhang and others were here. She alone was no match for Zhuang Lishan, Liu Zhang and others. She could only run up the mountain first, taking one step at a time. At least it was better than staying where she was. When Zhu Bingquan saw Li Zihan being chased up the mountain, his face was full of anxiety, but he could do nothing. After all, they were held back by the 6 people from the Zhuang family and had no way to free up their hands to help Li Zihan. Chapter 200 Jump off the cliff and leave. Zihan, you can't run away. Even if you run to the top of the mountain, what's the use? There's still no way to go. Zhuang Lishan saw Li Zihan running towards the top of the mountain, and a sneer appeared on his face. He was determined to get Li Zihan. No matter how Li Zihan ran, he couldn't escape from his palm today. He had waited too long for this day, and he had to take Li Zihan down today no matter what. Li Zihan was angry at Zhuang Lishan's shouting, but she didn't pay any attention. She couldn't stop now, and could only run to the top of the mountain. Just now, they were almost halfway up the mountain, not far from the top of the mountain. At their running speed, they could reach the top of the mountain in 10 minutes. Seeing that the top of the mountain was approaching, Li Zihan's expression also showed some sadness. Was she destined to die today? But she had no feelings for Zhuang Lishan. If Zhuang Lishan forced her to do such a thing, She might as well just die. I told you that you have nowhere to escape. When they reached the top of the mountain, Zhuang Lishan stopped, not in a hurry at all. He looked at Li Zihan and said, I don't want to see you resist fearlessly. That would be meaningless. Behind Zhuang Lishan, there were Liu Zhuang and another person. In other words, there were a total of 3 of them here. The other Li Zihan didn't know the strength of these 3 people, but she knew that Zhuang Lishan and Liu Zhuang were both very strong and not inferior to her. In other words, facing the lineup of Zhuang Lishan and the other 2, she had no chance of winning. However, it was absolutely impossible for her to give up resistance. She had her bottom line and dignity. No matter how powerful Zhuang Lishan and the other 2 were, she would not surrender. Zhuang Lishan, you will definitely regret your behavior today, Li Zihan emphasized again. Haha, regret it if you want to. Zhuang Lishan smiled disdainfully and said, it's just that before I regret it, you will regret your resistance even more. Since you have made a choice, let's not waste our time, Uncle Liu, let's work together and take her down first, okay? Hearing this, Liu Zhuang nodded without hesitation. Although it is impossible for help to come to help Li Zihan in such a place, it is better to solve it quickly if it can be solved quickly. The 3 of them looked at each other, and then without any delay, they quickly approached Li Zihan. Facing the joint efforts of Zhuang Lishan and the other 2, Li Zihan knew that he was no match, but he could only grit his teeth to deal with it. The battle between the 2 sides was about to break out. Zhuang Lishan and the other 2 were very strong. Li Zihan would naturally fall into disadvantage when fighting with them alone. The expression on Li Zihan's pretty face became more and more ugly. Whether it was the consumption of physical strength or energy, it was quite fast for her. Bang! After the fight lasted for 3 minutes, Liu Zhuang took advantage of Li Zihan's inattention and slapped her on the back. With a sound, Li Zihan's body fell forward uncontrollably. Fortunately, she reacted quickly when she was about to fall, otherwise, she would have fallen to the ground. A trace of blood flowed from the corner of Li Zihan's mouth. Liu Zhuang's attack just now seemed very casual, but in fact, it contained a lot of power. No, if this goes on, I will definitely be taken down by them. At this moment, many thoughts flashed through Li Zihan's mind. When she was not injured, she was not a match for Liu Zhuang and Zhuang Lishan and others. Now that she was injured, it was even more impossible for her to be a match for the other party. So, after many thoughts, Li Zihan quickly made a decision, that is, to jump off the cliff and escape. The cliff here is at least 100 meters high. Although the survival rate of jumping off the cliff is pitifully small, by comparison, if she stays here, she will undoubtedly fall into a more dangerous situation. On the contrary, jumping off the cliff still offers a glimmer of hope. After deciding on the idea, Li Zihan no longer hesitated, turned around and ran towards the edge of the cliff. Master, she wants to jump off the cliff. Liu Zhuang noticed Li Zihan's reaction, his face condensed, and he shouted hurriedly. Stop her. Zhuang Lishan's face changed. If Li Zihan jumped off the cliff, his plan would be in vain. Therefore, no matter what the cost, Li Zihan must be stopped from jumping off the cliff. Unfortunately, they did not think that Li Zihan would really make the decision to jump off the cliff, giving Li Zihan the right opportunity. Even though their speed was not slow at all, Li Zihan was closer to the cliff and his running speed was not slow either. Before they caught up, Li Zihan arrived at the edge of the cliff. Li Zihan. Such a high cliff, you will definitely die if you jump down. Zhuang Lishan saw that Li Zihan had already reached the edge of the cliff, and his eyes suddenly became solemn. Whether I live or die has nothing to do with you. Li Zihan looked back at Zhuang Lishan, and said in an extremely cold voice, but you have to remember, if I am still alive, I will definitely make your Zhuang family pay the price in blood. When she said this, she was already 100% determined to jump off the cliff. From Li Zihan's tone, Zhuang Lishan could also hear an attitude of extreme resentment. Li Zihan's beautiful eyes flashed, and he jumped up, and his whole body began to free fall along the cliff, falling towards the forest below. Zhuang Lishan immediately ran to the edge of the cliff, and when he looked down, he could only see the endless forest, and could not see where Li Zihan's body fell. There was no way. The branches and leaves of the forest below were too dense. Unless he had a perspective eye, it would be impossible to find Li Zihan through so many branches and leaves. Damn it! I didn't expect she would really jump down. Zhuang Lishan clenched his palms into fists, and the blue veins on his arms began to surge at this time. He really didn't expect that Li Zihan would be willing to jump off a cliff more than 100 meters high rather than stay and face him. The most important thing is that if Li Zihan died, It would be fine. If Li Zihan didn't die, and really came back alive, then their Zhuang family would definitely face the wrath of the Li family. Master, we have to go around and take a look. We must determine her life or death. Liu Zhuang walked forward, his eyes also looked at the forest below, took a deep breath, and said quickly. He knew very well how much impact Li Zihan would have if she came back alive. Therefore, they must first determine whether Li Zihan is alive or dead. Well, don't waste time here, hurry down the mountain, go around there to check clearly. If she is alive, we must see her. If she is dead, we must see her body, Zhuang Lishan pondered. Then, the three of them did not waste time and returned to the halfway point along the downhill road. At this time, Zhu Bingwen and the other two had been controlled by the 6 people from their banker's family. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone, see you in the next video.